this thing rolling for now. While we wait for Sin to come on. Like I said, I don't think Lacuna's going to be here.
Alright. Probably take a moment for some food.
Yeah, I think she's got tickets for Endgame or something tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, wasn't it an in-game tonight for her?
She said last night was Endgame, but she also mentioned that a lot of her friends bought tickets for her to go, so she's kind of seeing it like 10 times or whatever. Be more power to her if that's what she enjoys doing.
Trying so hard to catch up on that series.
Good luck. It's about to enter its next phase.
Yeah, I watched everything back to the first Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's been alright.
Honestly, you could probably just watch the Avenger movies and Infinity War and Endgame and probably still know what was going.
Yeah, a lot of the side stuff from the individual hero movies, they tie into it, but most of that is touched on in like the Avenger films themselves.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really grew up with the comics, so
Oh no.
the movies are pretty alright, but I don't really see what all the hubbub's about.
I read a lot of the stories and lots of the different multiverses for it. So some of the movies themselves, for instance, the things with like how Thanos is bitch slapping around the Hulk and whatnot, and Doctor Strange, they kind of irk me a bit because I'm well aware of some of the universes how those two are literal gods among men. But it is what it is. It's a different universe, so take it in stride.
Sure. Is Thanos the purple guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thanos, the ballsack chin is I think one of them calls him.
Sure, yeah.
He is significantly more chill in the movies than he is in the comics.
Oh, you guys haven't seen Endgame yet.
Nope, keep it quiet.
Not
Silence.
saying
I'm going to go watch it tomorrow night, and then
right. After you watch it, text me so we can talk about it because right now, the only other person I know that's watched it is my friend that took me today for my second viewing, and I really want to talk to somebody about it.
oh, so you already went and saw it again today?
And apparently, I'm going again tomorrow.
Oh man. Well, I'll shoot you a text. It won't be probably until like 10 o'clock or so at night since I'm seeing a 7 o'clock showing of it, but
I'm going to like a 6 o'clock one, so I'll probably be out maybe an hour before you.
that's fine. I'll shoot you a text when I get out and you can do the whole nerd out thing as it were.
Meg, are you gonna go see it?
Probably at the end of this weekend, sometime.
Just as an FYI, usually with these, I usually have like a 2 week moratorium where I'm really good about not giving spoilers, and after that, I don't give a shit. It's your own. 2 weeks is plenty of time.
Seems fair. I just noticed this OBS thing shows you the amount of CPU that's being consumed while you're streaming these things and your data rate and all that fun stuff at the bottom of the screen.
Mm.
So far, the highest I've seen it go is 3.4. Let me find my phone. Are you gonna play tonight, Lacuna, or are you just stopping in to hassle us?
I mean, I can leave if you want.
I'm just asking you, because if you're gonna play, I need to put your token on the board.
I'll put my token on the board, bitch.
Wow. You could at least ask nicely.
No, and nicely doesn't work with you.
Oh, man.
So I, mind you, at ×2 speed, watched the last Sunday, which you guys were up. Who are you playing now?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a dwarf.
Okay.
He's a Dwarven Eldritch Knight, I believe, is what his class is.
Yep. And currently professional ball puncher.
Professional ball puncher.
I caught that, yes.
I'm so proud of being able to pinch someone so hard they lose HP.
gotta say, Ness, not a bad Orzhal whatsoever.
I was about to ask you how you felt about my Orzhal.
I like yours. He's a little more sassy.
I liked your firebolt line that you use quite often. I was like, I'm gonna use the hell out of that.
That'll do.
I also remember, thankfully, as you were swinging a fireball, that you have got evocation mastery, so you could spare people being burned alive.
Nice.
I'm gonna go grab myself another bottle of water and shoot Sin a text to make sure he's not dead. I'll be right back. Water bottle. Oh, we are going to. Guess I'll work from here. All right, Bish, your token's in here on roll 20. You just need to be on roll 20. All right, I think we're just missing Sinestra.
We are.
I'm not sure where he's at this juncture right now, but we can get started at the very least. So why don't we go ahead and do that? That might be him texting me now. I text him, "You dead?" And he says, "No, coming now." All right, so while we're waiting for him, Orzhal, you said you watched last week's video, right? Episode.
Yeah, I think I got the gist of what you guys did.
I'm trying to remember. He actually got a lot done last week.
We killed a lot of people.
We had Lacuna was escorted by Sinestra forcibly in the night. While the group was resting, and she has decided to come back. I guess she got lonely on the way back to town or something. I'm not sure. It's entirely up to you how you want to play that story, Miss Lacuna. But she's now currently back with your group. Last week they went into the crypts and cleared that out. They did happen to find the other key needed to get into the palace in the center of the moat. And then they explored what amounted to a rundown and decrepit feast hall, dwarven feast hall to the east. That amounted in basically a slaughter of a bunch of initiates and Kenku and the like, and Sinestra nearly dying a couple of times.
He had a lot of knives in his ass.
They fought ghosts in the crypt. Orzhal and Sinestra both got possessed. Sinestra got freed of his possession thanks to a critical punch to the nutsack. Orzhal was freed by a protection from undead spell. And then they decided to come back here to the old smithy to rest for the evening, instead of being left out in the open where they are potentially in danger.
Cool. If I remember, I was listening and one of you guys like uncovered a riddle or something.
Yes, they uncovered a riddle when they were inside the crypt. It
Wasn't that me?
Yes, it was in Dwarvish, so the only one that knows the riddle currently is Sandor.
Oh, okay.
So it's up to him if he wants to share that riddle with you or not. But beyond that, we are currently caught up to where we were last week. I don't think anybody has any way of checking whatever times pass by, unless somebody's got the keen mind feat, in which case I have to worry about maintaining and checking time. Oh, I need to add Lacuna to the D&D Beyond thingamabob. Since she is here tonight, I need to put her character on the character pool. Characters, Lacuna, save configuration. There we go. Put her on that. Put that back up. And then I need to...
Did you say something about checking time?
I was looking to see if anybody had I think it's Keen Mind.
I have keen mind.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh my god. That means your character is fully aware of the time of day regardless of where she's at, and she can perfectly recall the details of anything in the past 30 days that has been read, seen, or spoken to her.
So cool.
Until someone gets drunk and spills an embarrassing secret. In which case, it's still cool to me, but the person might not think.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But that also means that Miss Lacuna, if anybody tells you something, you can actively make the effort to recall or not recall said information. As I said, it has a 30-day timer on it, but that also means that if you repeat the information constantly to yourself, you retain the information for a longer period of time.
You're cutting it quite a bit.
Oh no, not again.
Like every other word I couldn't hear.
Oh man, this thing's
Was
a
it
pain
just
in
me?
the butt.
Nah, I thought it was just me.
Okay.
Alright, is that clear for you guys?
Yeah, you're good now.
Alright, I just had to turn the microphone volume up again.
I was just I came in, it's like
Yeah, it's always fun when I mess with this thing. I think it's sitting on the adjustment knob or whatever the heck it's called that I have here. It turns down the microphone volume. Or I'm not yelling at it. One or the other. Maybe I just need to speak louder.
Yeah, you should do that.
But then I feel like I'm yelling to everybody in the room. Just because
you are.
Well, yeah, but whatever. Irrelevant. Recap. As I was saying, Lacuna, she has keen mind, and she just reminded me. Just lets you recall information. Pretty much it. So, the only one that recalled, as Orzhal asked before, or knows of the riddle, the Dwarven riddle, is Sandor, because I believe he's the only one that speaks Dwarvish, and Lacuna was not there.
Got it.
She is here now. Anyway, the floor is yours, folks. Where would you like to adventure off to now?
I'm just not waking up.
Really quick, just as an FYI, at least for me, the spell module on D&D Beyond is giving me errors, so I can't look at my spells.
Oh yeah, it is. Why the heck's it doing that?
She has a custom spell called Pants Drop.
Pants drop!
I can
Oh wait,
cast
that's
it on.
mine.
I can cast it on other people and then just pinch them really hard.
Yeah. Sounds like the best embarrassment tool ever.
I have a feeling that the reason why you're getting the error is because I made a spell for that rod of yours, and technically that spell itself is outside the range of your spells. But because of the way that spells are set up, it has to be, designated to a certain class.
Yeah, its type error cannot read property push if undefined. Do you want me to shoot you a screenshot of what I'm saying?
No, I see the same thing when I mess with it. Alright, look at it. So I know what you're talking about. Let me try adjusting the spell, and then I can see if I can pull your character sheet up again.
It's Joe's fault anyways.
Damn it, Joe. Stop breaking things.
How dare you?
Yeah, just refresh your page and you should be able to see that. It was the one spell that I made for your thing is what was causing the error. Because technically that spell I made is a 9th level spell for Artificer, and Artificer can't get 9th level spells. It's kind
What was it identify?
of no, it was that boomstick you have, technically that's what it's casting when you use it. Because like I said, it's a shotgun. I made a spell and I just named the spell Boom. And I tried to make that spell outside of the spell range of Artificer, so technically nobody can ever actually learn the spell. Because it's supposed to be tied to the artifact itself, but it's irrelevant. I'll deal with it later. I'm not going to mess around with things right now. But you're good to go now.
So tell me about this dwarf in the room.
Nobody's asked.
What does he look like?
He's in full dwarven plate armor, and his face is covered in bandages.
Okay. That'll do for now. Good morning. That was a car, gee, sorry.
What the hell was that?
My mind is always a bit groggy, so can someone remind me where we have not been yet?
The giant pyramid?
Well, let's go there.
Alright, off we go to the pyramid, kiddies. Hooray! And on that, Liamon's tiny hut dissolves as Galadwin steps outside of the room, leaving its area of influence. Bum, bum, bum. So the party's making their way south. Sinestra's still sleeping in a bit. He had a long night.
I never sleep.
I bet he wish he had, though.
Oh look, it's the golem.
I can't actually.
You can't move your token?
Let me just refresh.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have controls of it. They're all set in there.
Where do we go?
They went south to the bridge.
Let's not go that way. There's no way over there.
Oh, there's a door over there.
I mean, there is,
Take
but
me
there's
with you.
nowhere to run.
Take me
Oh.
with you.
No, you got to move your own token.
You can't just highlight my guy. I'm following Zirio, like looking at his booty.
There is no / follow.
Alright. So you guys once again find yourselves before the large dwarven doors closing in the halls. The door on the left had previously been opened by the rusted iron key that you had found before. You have the solid stone key that in your grasp you found among the remains of Dwarven crypts.
Is it possible to prepare like a cantrip before I open this door?
Technically, so when you're preparing a ready action, such as a spell, what you are doing is you are casting that spell. So the spell slot itself, in the case of a cantrip, it doesn't use a spell slot, but just for clarification, so when you say you're ready actioning a spell, what you need to do is say, I'm readying a spell for X situation. So typically it's for an attack spell, I'm readying a spell when I see someone walk in my face here. So what you're doing is you're casting the spell. So if you guys were trying to do stealth in this case, like sneaking in this room, that would be entirely blown by you trying to cast a spell or holding a spell as you open the door.
We haven't been very sneaky so far.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just letting you know that that's, since it hadn't been brought up before, I wanted to explain it before we move forward.
I'll fiddle with the lock and then I'll go over to Zero and give him the key and tell him that there's a door on the other side if he wants to go through that way and sneak up behind him.
Clever.
He nods. Sounds like a plan to me. Takes the keys from you and sprints off around the other side of the room.
Anyone else want to prepare anything before I open this door?
Hello?
Hello?
Sorry, I got disconnected. Like,
Oh no.
it's being a butt. So,
You good now?
yeah, I'm good.
All right. So they're preparing to go in the room here. Do you want to prepare anything before they open the doors?
Yeah, I mean, I always have an Eldritch Blast or two ready.
So are you readying an Eldritch Blast?
Oh, most definitely.
I'm ready. Firebolt.
I have to roll a new stealth for this guy since he ran around the other side of the door. Alright, so you open the doors. As you open the doors, the stone started to grind and slowly slide into the walls here, giving you guys maybe 5 or 6 seconds to actually prepare actions. As you step into this large hall, there are 2 rows of pillars supporting a nearly 20-foot high ceiling made in this marble hall. The pillars each are sculpted to resemble the dwarves locked in the solemn stairs. Each one clutches a stone axe. The east of the pillars, there are 2 ascending marble staircases, which are directly in front of you guys as you're stepping into the room. The middle of the room, there are several cultists in gray feathered robes levitating a couple of feet off the ground while chanting a slight hymn. There is a howling hiss of air rising from a pit in the middle of the floor. It is giving off an eerie blue light. The cultists at this time do not appear to have noticed you entering, as they are currently caught up in whatever ritual they are doing.
I'm gonna slide in here and hide behind the stairs.
Roll a stealth check?
These are stairs.
Yeah, they're stealth.
Yeah. Stealth. I gotta remember this stuff, man. Yeah, right. Here you go.
Oh, you're not very stealthy, but we'll see if they see you or not. Like I said, they're currently all wrapped up in what they're trying to do there. Let's see. You guys can take an action if you want to take an action. Otherwise, they are just kind of ignoring you.
Can I run up to one and start beating the shit out of him?
By all means, go for it. You're not sure if they see you or not.
Oh, okay, Eldritch Blast.
Okay, I'm gonna charge up to this dude and start beating the shit out of him.
I'm Eldritch Blasting this mofo.
All right, before you start,
from my cover.
Before you start blasting people, I'm going to say that let's see, Sandor and Sinestra, I will give you 1 attack each on a single target because you are just initiating like what I'm going to call an ambush action since they aren't hostile to you. You're starting conflict, and then we need to roll initiative after that.
Okay, I'm going for it. This is plus 8. That's my hit roll.
That's going to hit. Or what are you aiming at? Let's start with that.
The guy that this guy.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit him. Yeah, Joe, there is no peace negotiations here.
And then I'm gonna hit again. Does that hit?
Oh, you get 1 attack off. I'm giving you 1 Eldritch Blast
Man,
cast.
this is 1 Eldritch Blast.
Oh, that's right. Your Eldritch Blast shoots 2 beams. Yeah, that'll hit him.
Boom. So he takes that much damage.
So as you're charging up to this one, Sandor, to bury your sword in his throat, Sinestra pops out around the corner and just quickly fires off a couple Eldritch blasts, just putting a hole in the poor guy's chest as he slumps and slams into the ground, twitching
God
slightly.
damn it.
Pools of
Right.
blood begin to slowly make their way toward the pit. With this, the rest of the group, hearing the thud of their compatriots slam the ground in the unleashing of magic, and you screaming, "God damn it!" have all become aware of your presence and turn toward you.
I got a 13 for my my roll.
Alright, so Sinestra's 13 on initiative.
Can I hit somebody?
You can cast a spell at somebody because you're not in any range to actually hit someone.
Firebolt. At that guy.
Well, that's going to hit because you got a natural 20. Alright, so as he's coming down to his feet, turning to see what's happening, just as he turns to your direction, being to see something, you blast a firebolt in his face, interrupting whatever the hell he was going to say. And flames lick over his face. He doesn't seem too happy about this development, but there's not much he can do about it.
+1, 17 on my initiative.
Okay.
Plus 117 on your initiative?
No, I have a 17 initiative.
I was joking.
I need to roll initiative for these two. Guy's got 24.
Damn, not 20 though. Jeez. He's a monster.
Oh wait,
I
your
only rolled
damage is
120 its entire campaign.
double because of that, because it was a crit. So that's 26 damage to that guy instead of 13. Let me fix that real quick. Okay. Note that real quick. He's there. And then we need to roll one. Lacuna, you need to roll initiative.
I am currently like halfway hiding behind the door, wondering why did you do that?
That's perfectly acceptable. I like this. So Joe has got a 4.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Sandor, that puts you at a 17 for your initiative, I think.
Yep.
Okay. And then Lacuna is 13. I need to roll initiative for all these bloodheads. But these guys suck at initiative rolls. And the last guy. Okay, let's see here where we're at. That brings top of the round is going to be 0. He is going to
As
just.
it always is.
Oh, I mean, he's got that stupid high initiative jump. We're gonna do this way. He's going to step into the room and just do a mad dash right at this guy that you shot with your Eldritch Blast.
You mean my firebolt?
Yeah, your firebolt. Sorry. That's definitely going to hit. So he's going to throw his ambush attack at that poor asshole. It's 14. He actually does another man. I need to fix that. Yeah, that guy just gets. He dashes in from the room. You see him come up out of the shadow and just jump and run his sword into the guy's throat and just slit his throat and just stomps to the ground, dead. He's going to turn around to this other hurricane dude over here in the corner, and he's going to throw his sword at him. Yeah, we'll do this. Make another attack action. That's gonna hit, and technically he's throwing it because it's a melee attack. Where the hell are you? So he slits the guy's throat, turns and swings a flaming scimitar into the hurricane, or monk hurricane dude looking face. Well, he slams into his chest before disappearing, dealing total of 12 points of damage to the poor guy. How was that guy's health point? Okay. Next in the order is Kaladvin, who steps into the doorway, sees all this fracas going around. Can we just once try and talk? He got a nat 20 on that one. He's going to shoot at the hurricane dude over here again. 14. Which puts this poor asshole here in the ground. With that brings us down to Sandor. It's your turn.
Hooray! Who's still alive?
There's a bunch of these little initiate-looking guys, and they're just playing Grey Rose with some really weird-looking.
I can't see them. How far can I move from where I'm at?
You can move 3 of these squares. Well, 2.5 technically of the squares on the ground.
Gonna move right about here, I guess. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people over here. I'm gonna fire a firebolt at this dude.
No.
Nice, another 20. Ridiculous.
How?
He's clearly hacking.
Uh-huh.
My damage made up for it.
You know what? They don't have a lot of health. So you run over there and you turn it, let loose your firebolt. He's, again, just landing and trying to see what's happening. And as he lands, he turns to face you, ready with a dagger to throw it at your face. You smash a fireball in his chest. His robes catch fire. He's, why? Falls to the ground, twitching. Scratch. Another one off the list. That brings us to the initiate gets a turn. This guy here walks up, sees what the hell's going on, and says, "Nope." Just starts leaving.
Oh my god, one of them has a brain.
That Sinestra and Lacuna, you guys both are at the same initiative count, so you can either do something together or go separately, whatever you want to do.
I slide down the wall that I'm leaning against and ask myself, why did I come back?
Is that your entire action?
I hug my boomstick to my chest, just in case.
Okay, I like it.
You're all going to die.
I run in here. Over to this side. And while I'm doing that, I'm saying, "Oh, Lacuna, I have a book. I have one of your books."
I hate you so much.
And I keep
right
running
now.
in.
I hate you.
You can
Yeah,
move one more square from that corner of the stairway you're at.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go over here.
All right, there you go. That's the maximum distance you can travel.
Perfect.
Is the book interesting?
Oh, very.
What is it about?
I mean, I didn't read it, but I know it was interesting because you had it on your shelf of all the other books that you're reading.
Say what language it's in.
Bunch of runes, some
Sinestra,
schematic.
did you take my stuff?
It was on your shelf. It was. I just.
Did you
brought it
take
with
my
us.
stuff?
No. No,
Is that my property?
no, I packed it for you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Just like all the other books. I packed them for you.
Can I roll to cast Hellish Rebuke on Sinestra?
No, he has not physically assaulted you.
He's
So
emotionally assaulted.
I'm gonna Eldritch
Unfortunately, the
Blast.
magic does not pertain to emotional assault. I am sorry.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast that one.
All right, roll your attack.
I'm gonna roll both of them.
They're both going to hit him. This poor guy's not heavily armored. I mean, he's wearing robes.
Wow!
The first one would have incinerated him. So you smash his body, falls to the ground as he's like trying to land with the rest of his friends to investigate what the hell's going on, and sees his other friend running out of the room and slams to the ground, smearing across. As your other Eldritch Blast just shoots him in the ass as he's falling to the ground.
I tell him to take that one to hell with him.
With that brings you guys to any returns. Let's see here.
Did
Next.
Orzhal have a turn?
No, Orzhal rolled a 4 on his initiative.
Oh no.
Um,
I thought you said we were back to the top of the order. I was like, shit.
no, you guys, you and Sandor, I gave you guys an extra attack because you,
Well, we ran in there and
Yeah.
guns blazing.
Yeah.
That's why you always ambush.
always ambush. This fellow here, seeing what you did to his buddy, no, why would you do that to Terry?
Did that to
Fuck
John
Terry.
too.
And Frank. And Tony.
Well, fuck you too! And he pulls a rather weird looking dart out of his pocket, mutters something to it, and throws it in your direction. The dart whizzes past you, but unfortunately for you, the dart goes past, and it looks like it's about to skirt to the floor, and turns around and comes back and bites you in the ass.
Who did he throw those at?
Sinestra.
I laugh hysterically in the corner.
Let's see. When it hits you...
So it actually hit?
Yes, it hit you.
Okay.
It is a
There's
magical...
another one for your collection.
It is a magical dart, and it is imbued with lightning magic.
Wonderful.
So, as he's yelling and cursing at you, you take 6 points of piercing damage, and an additional 7 points of lightning damage as the dart embeds itself in your ass.
Perfect. And I'm gonna take that dart.
Oh man!
I'm keeping the dart, by the way.
Oh, the dart, as it spends its magic into you, it crumbles to dust and falls to the ground. The magic in it.
I just can't have a regular dart.
Nope, it's gone.
You're the best.
With that,
Where did this come from?
the one initiate dude threw it at you after you
can't
killed
see.
Terry. Oh,
The
he's
last dude alive.
yeah, he's way the hell out in the middle of the room.
So he can see twice as far as I can.
These guys are used to living in near blind conditions, man.
I got night vision.
Not good enough, it seems.
Apparently.
Apparently.
See, this thing is a pain in the butt. It's not showing me the full range of where your sight is because it shows me the sight of Zirio, who's in the middle of the room.
This is my actual sight, and then this is my night vision sight.
So he's just at the edge of your night vision, just
Yeah,
outside of it.
you barely can't see him.
Yeah.
And where you are at currently, you're within the light range of that well in the middle of the room, so he can see you from that light being spilt out of there.
Proud I am. Behind this pillar.
With that, it comes down to Orzhal. It's your turn, good sir.
Very well.
Yeah, I believe you are currently still blind because you haven't cast light on yourself or anything like that.
Oh.
There's a light on that pillar.
There's light in the middle of the room here. I'm sure you can see by that.
I'll start by casting light on myself.
Okay, so now you have light. I think it's still currently active on your character. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Pardon me. Excuse me.
don't see anyone.
You
There's
can
only one guy left.
you can make it to the edge of these steps here, right between the two of them. Yeah, that's as far as you can go.
I'll assume there's people here, and I will call out.
No need to throw away your life. Surrender now. Be smart.
Make a persuasion check.
Plus.
+2, I think. Yeah.
Yep, 19.
Damn.
The one that was starting around the room peeks back around the corners. How do I know you're not gonna kill us afterwards?
Good start, Rodney.
I already started. Keep going.
I promised I will do my best to keep you alive. If you talk to us.
What do you think, Jimmy? Run, damn it! I want to make sure. No, he failed it. Well, no, Jimmy. You didn't manage to persuade Jimmy.
Which one's Jimmy?
Jimmy's the one in the middle of the room that threw a dart at Sin's ass.
Oh, he's definitely dead this turn.
We're going to call the guy out here that's in the hallway, where you guys can't see Ted. He's the one
I
that
can see
yelled.
Ted.
Okay, you can see Ted. Ted yelled back. He seems to be at least willing to negotiate some kind of peace thing, providing you don't murder him at this juncture. Let's see. With that, it comes back to the top of the round with Zirio. So, we're going to spell this asshole or we're going to kill him?
Kill the dark guy.
Yeah, let's kill the dark guy and leave the guy outside alive.
Kill the dark guy. Got it. So he dashes over there. Flicks his wrist to bring forth another flaming sword, and in the same motion brings the sword across and slashes across the guy's throat. And he just, and just thumps down to the ground, choking on his own
Do
blood.
you have any more darts?
I don't know, I gotta find Ted, he says. He points out into the hallway, using the rest of his movement to go that way.
Wow.
Let's see, with that, it's Caladwin's turn. He's just gonna walk in here to the middle of the room. Such a mess. That's gonna be the end of his turn. With that, it comes to Sandro. It's your turn.
I'm probably not gonna go outside because two people probably isn't a good, I guess, against someone who's already kind of frightened. So I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna examine this thing in the room.
So you're gonna examine the pit in the middle of the room?
Can I make an Arcana check?
Yeah, go for it. God damn. Alright, so peering over the pit, you hear the constant swirling of winds. They are more fervorish thanks to your Arcana check at the bottom, toward the bottom of the pit, though they still are strong enough to that if you put your hand up over the pit, the jet of air kind of pushes against it and provides some resistance. From what you can tell, thanks to your Arcana check, the magic that is in this pit here is purely elemental. It is coming from some source, either bound to the elemental plane or maybe an air elemental itself down in the pit itself. That faint bluish light is being given off by several carvings of arcane glyphs and runes and stuff that are just spiraling up the pit itself. They go down another 60 feet or so before your vision just can't see anything anymore. It just fades out as far as you can see. From what you can gather, knowing how that these guys are levitating and whatnot, you presume that they might be using this as some way to either one, further their meditation, levitation, or to perhaps maybe even perfect the use of those wingwear suits things that Sinestra gave you, one of them, as you, again, thanks to your check, presume that you could easily take that suit, strap it on, float down to the bottom of this thing, or make your way back up.
Interesting.
That's the pit.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Um, let's see. That brings us back to Sinestra and Lacuna.
Where's that fucking dark guy?
Can I have my book back, please?
The dark
He's
guy's dead.
right there.
Lacuna, you can make it out to just about the edge of this pit, right where I'm pinging the map. That's as far as your movement will take you this turn.
Can
Right
I have my
there.
book back?
Once I find this dark guy.
Sinestra, you took your full movement to get there. You can use if you want to use your action, you can dash to make your way to where the dark guy's dead.
Oh hell yeah, let's do it.
Alright, so you can use a dash action instead of an attack action to make your way there. Lacuna, you can use the dash action if you would like to as well to make your way around the pit and go to where just past where Sandor is. Since you're not attacking anything.
I'm just gonna take this up. I'm going to like crouch down and look into the pit and see if I can see anything.
Roll perception check.
Is that with the +5?
Excuse me. Let's look
I
at
have a +5 to on my character sheet.
Yeah, if that's what your perception skill is, yeah, add 5 to it. Alright, looking down the pit, you see basically the same thing that Sandor saw. There are a series of blue glyphs that are spiraling their way up this 10-foot by 10-foot square shaft. It's going down well past the range of your dark vision, so you cannot see the bottom of it. Looking over the edge, you do feel the constant force of wind just pushing up against you. And that's all you see. Sinestra, I assume... Sorry, go ahead.
I don't suppose I can touch the wall and use identify, can I?
You can touch the wall if you want. Go for it.
Alright, I
Touch that wall.
What the fuck?
Alright. So you cast Identify on the glyphs on the wall. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
Alright, so these glyphs are permanently enchanting this stone shaft here to give the effect of Featherfall. The glyphs themselves are in Aaron, which is the language of the plane of air. That's what they do.
So we can jump down here.
Yeah, if you wanted to, you could jump down there.
I probably shouldn't.
As you can.
Apparently there's some hellish beast at the bottom of the pit.
A
So you're
mighty
gonna take a
hellish
cat.
beast.
I will sit and think about it.
Currently, remember that the things that you find for your character as you're doing these checks are known only to your character. So if you want anyone else in the party to know, you need to relay the information. If you want to keep it to yourself.
Always.
Perfect.
And also with the Dwarvish thing, I know Dwarvish.
Yes, but you weren't here at the time when they were in the halls investigating.
Okay.
That's the reason why you. That's the only reason why you don't know is because you weren't present. If Sandor decides to share it with you later, it's entirely up to him if he wants to share it to you guys in the Dwarvish language as he read it, or if he wants to translate it to Common or whatever. But if that's the case, as is you know Dwarvish, you are able to read any Dwarvish script that comes up as well. Sinestra, I assume you want to loot this guy that threw darts at you?
Oh hell yeah.
Alright, so roll a rifle through his pockets.
Oh, you're gonna love this one.
Damn.
Jesus
I'm finding this
Christ!
fucking dark.
Alright, so as you rifle through his pockets, you do find there is a sling belt that's going across from his left shoulder down to his right hip. On that belt, there is affixed a leather pouch. Inside the pouch, there are 3 individual pockets. The first pocket is empty, as that's where he drew the previous dart from. The other 2 pockets do have a dart in each pocket. There is a bit of blood covering it, dripping down from the open wound on his throat.
I'm taking the pouch.
Perfect. So
with
you
the
take.
darts inside.
There is a pouch that can hold 3 darts. It's a leather pouch. There are 2 darts inside of it currently. You presume that they are probably of the same quality one that bit you in the ass.
Mm-hmm. How am I supposed to add this to my...
Let me just add the darts to your thing.
Okay.
We can deal with your little dart pouch at a later date.
Is the pouch itself magical, or are the darts magical? Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah, go ahead and do an Arcana check. That'll be the end of your turn then.
Okay. Another 20.
Broken. From what you can tell, the pouch itself is not magical.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything else on this guy?
No, he just had that little thing. He's got some leather armor that is stained with his own blood, and some plain
Oh, wow.
gray robes.
Okay. Are the gray robes stained with his own blood?
Yes, he's
Alright,
now
well,
sitting in a pool of his own blood.
Alright. I'm leaving him there.
All right. Wow,
Fuck that guy with the darts, though. My ass.
they don't have a pre-made secret dart made here. That sucks. I'll have to make an item and put it in your inventory later then. For whatever reason, they don't have that in the database as a made item. Okay, with that, that ends you and Lacuna's turn. That comes back to the initiative, who is slowly backing his way away from you guys. You promised you wouldn't kill me if I helped you, right? And I'll tell you what I know. Just don't kill me, please.
That's why you don't have an Eldritch Blast in your ass right now.
That's his turn.
Deep breaths.
It's now your turn, Orzhal, if you want to try and persuade him further.
Where is he?
He is way across the room now. From where you are standing, you would see there is a pale flicker of firelight coming from the swords in Zirio's hands.
Okay.
We will say at this juncture that because you guys aren't being hostile and he's not making hostile against you, you are no longer in combat or initiative. So you feel free to walk all the way over there if you want, Orzhal.
Yeah.
I want to loot this body.
What's he got on him?
All right.
Now, calm down. There is no need for any rash movements. Tell me, what ritual were you performing?
We're just meditating. We're trying to become one with the plane of air. As the queen demands, the closer to air we are, the more pure we are, and she'll love us then.
Have we heard about a queen or something?
Yes.
It was in the documentation that was found within the towers as Sinestra and Zirio looted the place. They did share that with you. I'm not sure you were nearby, but that was the reasoning why Zirio basically went wholesale and slaughtered the tower. And then it was provided to you further and expanded upon by Savra before she departed with Thallan. What you know of her is that she is currently the leader, quote unquote, of this cult of air that has taken up residence in these Dwarven ruins. Beyond that, the only thing that you have heard from or about her is that each of the initiates are just they're beyond faithful to her. To the point where they're willing to starve themselves and learn to live only on air at her demand.
Sure.
Now, you look like a smart fellow. Perhaps you could lead us to this queen.
Just up the steps. Just please don't hurt me.
Very well. I think I've gotten everything I want out of this strapping young lad. Any other questions?
How many people are up there with her?
Good question, actually.
2 silver, Sinestra. It's, it, it's probably the queen and her pet. There's I think some other initiates up there doing some kind of ritual. I don't know how many are up there.
Pet?
Yeah. She claims she can control the air itself and make it to her will. I've never seen a like it. I can't see it, but it picks things up and moves them around, and it's makes no sound. You
Sounds
can
like a mage hand to me.
roll arcane check if you want to try and discern what it is.
I might as well. I don't know shit.
I have known mage hand at one point.
Joe rolled a nat fucking 20.
Yeah.
What he is describing to you would either be an unseen servant spell, but you, with your knowledge now, are aware that the unseen servant, while it is unseen and doesn't actually speak, it does still make sounds of like footfalls and when it moves things around. What he's describing makes no sound at all in moving. So you're pretty sure it's probably not a spell.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Let's see, Orzhal. Your mastery is an evocation, so no, that's the most he would be able to pull from the
That's
description
fair.
he gave you. Can I go now, please? I don't want to die.
Yes, real quick. You said pet. Is that like a beagle?
He means the weird servant thing.
It's but it's kind of like a servant. It does what she asks.
Very well. Well, I suggest you get out of here. Perhaps
If you
touch
say
the
anything, I will find you.
It's true, he will.
I do not sleep.
No, he steals books.
The worst.
How close are you?
He's really far away.
She's really far. Oh, I was gonna be like, if you're right next to me, I'll just toss the book at you.
As you guys promised to save his life, he's dead.
What?
Well, that happened.
Wait, what?
Zirio turns and kills him.
Wow. Good job, Zero.
No loose ends. As he flicks the weapons out of existence. The
Can I
blood
take the
just
body and
splattered.
throw it down the pit?
If you want, make a strength check.
Hold on one moment.
We should take all of the bodies and throw them down the pit.
Alright. Whoever's assisting in
That's
making...
fine.
Yeah, it's easy enough for you. You can take the body and just drag it over there and drop it in the pit with a 19.
Into the pit!
Alright.
Well,
Are you taking all the bodies and doing this?
I'm gonna take all the
yeah,
bodies.
I'm gonna do it one by one.
Alright.
I strip them down to be naked
Can
first.
Can I jump down to the pit?
If you want to jump in the pit, yes, you may jump in the pit.
I recommend not doing it before we toss the bodies down there.
I'm jumping in the pit now.
Okay, Lacuna's jumping in the pit.
Did she just tell us she was jumping in the pit?
No, you guys just, as you're discussing throwing bodies in and you're about to drag him in there, she looks up at you guys and just, whee!
So we see it.
Yeah, you see her going, because as she does it, you guys are in the process of bringing bodies over to the pit to throw them in, and she just...
I drop my body. I grab the book that I had and go, oh, I guess we won't be needing this. And I go to toss it in the pit.
As you guys go over to see her and you're moved to toss the book in the pit, she is maybe 5 feet below the ledge, slowly drifting down.
I toss the book at her. You rotten idiot.
I
Aren't we
look up
supposed to go up?
and make an incredibly rude gesture at Sinestra.
Are you going to
That
try
book's
and
coming
catch
at
the
you.
book?
Yes, I'll try to catch the
Roll a dexterity check.
What's my dex modifier?
Your
The
dex
best
is
part
plus 2.
and you don't know this, but there's more where that came from.
He stole your entire library.
I have like 15 books.
Oh yeah, easy enough. The book's coming at you. As he throws the book into the pit, it too is affected by what you know is the Featherfall spell and changes the runes, and just kind of like slowly spirals its way down. You just reach up and pluck it out of the air.
And look down there and call. You know we're supposed to go up, right?
Are we
I look up and make an equally offensive gesture towards you.
going to get her out of there or go after her?
I'm gonna go over here, grab this body, and I'm gonna take it over here to the pit, and I'm gonna surf the body down the.
I'm just trying to get away from this shit.
I'm just gonna keep piling bodies into it. So
All right. Well,
this
he's
one's next.
roll an acrobatics check for me, Sandor.
My acrobatics is +1, so 10.
All right. So you take the body, you bring it over to the edge of the pit, put your foot on the chest, another foot in the crotch of it, and you just kind of kick yourself off, standing on it. Thankfully, because of the featherfall effect in this chamber, as you were seeing Lacuna falling slowly down, it's not hard for you to maintain your balance as you are surfing on this body. Lacuna, you have blood raining on you now.
My role was to grab this guy and just toss him in there.
Yep, you throw him in there. Another
Toss
bottle.
him right at her.
Make an attack roll.
Wait,
An
how can he
attack
attack
roll?
me, but I can't attack him?
You can attack him. He's making an action to throw corpses at you.
I just rolled a nat 20. I'm so sorry, but you just got crit blood all over your face.
So you take the body, you pick it up. Thanks to your strength roll, you're basically holding it by the one leg and one arm, and you're spinning around. You throw it like a frisbee as hard as you can. Because there is nothing affecting this thing's, there's no friction against it in the Featherfall spell. It is just slicing through the air and spinning at Lacuna. Lacuna, it smacks into you and causes you to slide and slam into the edge of the pit. You are now against the wall. You are no longer under the rain of blood that is Sandor serving a corpse down the pit.
Is Sinestra in line of sight? In line of sight.
Currently, he would be at the corner of the pit where he threw that body in.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not line of sight.
You could see him. You're maybe 10 feet down at this point.
Can I use my boomstick on him?
Yes, you can use the boomstick on him.
Oh my god, no. I saved you from a rain of blood.
Is it?
How much damage did she take, by the way? I want to know.
She didn't take any damage. The Featherfall affected the spell less than the impact.
So I literally just saved you.
I don't care.
Oh,
You
Save
need to
your
make
road roll.
an attack
What-
roll using your spell attack modifier.
What is my spell attack modifier?
It's a +8.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's higher than his AC.
Yeah, but it's not AC if it's magic.
It's an attack spell. She has to shoot a spell at you, so it still counts as an attack action. The idea here being that if you see the spell coming at you, you can avoid it, or your armor potentially has enough endurance to be able to just, reflect the spell or
Got it.
eat it.
Got it.
How many charges are you burning off of your boomstick?
Just one.
So it's 1d8 damage.
Not +5.
No, I don't know why the +5's in there.
Because of her spell modifier, her damage modifier.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be applied to that particular item.
Why?
So she pulls out what amounts to be a wand that's shaped like a shotgun and aims at you and pulls the rune across the trigger grip, firing a bolt of fire energy at you.
Wait, did I get my armor yet?
No.
No.
I'm the one who has to make it for you.
No. Oh no,
Tell her to add a nut cup.
she's already adding something even better.
So you take 6 points of fire damage as she shoots you with the boomstick.
Yeah, I took it. Wonderful. I help you, and this is what I get.
Well, this is productive. Are we getting her out of? Are we getting these idiots out of this fucking pit? Or are we going in the
No,
pit?
I'm leaving her there, and I start walking away. Gonna walk this way.
Woohoo!
Jesus fuck.
I'm such a bad adventurer.
Coming, Zuriel?
This is ridiculous. He takes a
Yeah.
rope, hands it to you, Orzhal. So you have the end of the rope now.
Poor
What?
choice, but okay.
Zuriel's about to fall in the pit.
He throws the rope at Sandor. If you want to catch it, you need to roll and either match the 16 or better it.
Oh, there you go.
What?
So you catch the rope. He turns to
What is going
Lacuna
on?
and says, "We probably shouldn't split up yet. Don't you agree?"
I make a face. You're probably right.
The-
I'm sorry.
There's a good girl. Making me waste my spells on you. He reaches out and casts Levitate on you, lifting you above the pit.
So
I s-
fast.
I sort of teeter-totter back onto solid ground.
No, you're literally just.
You
straight
just-
up.
You're just floating 10 feet above the pit. Orzhal, you are holding the anchor glen has Sandor. There is no weight against it because he's in the Featherfall pit. After he does that, Zuriel walks off to follow Sinestra.
Am I out of the pit now?
It's up to Orzhal if he's going to anchor you in or not.
I'll turn around, start pulling a bit. While pulling, I will cast the cantrip message at Zuriel.
Okay.
I'm sure you know who this is. I do not appreciate you killing needlessly. If you do so again, I will stop you.
And I'll pull him out of the pit.
In your head, you hear a response that amounts to basically a smirk. The response being, "Someone needs to make the hard choices. This isn't Fairyland, old man."
As you see me pull you out of the pit, I'm mumbling under my breath.
Hearing voices, old one.
No, just stupidity.
Caladrin comes and helps Lacuna. You're off the edge of the pit. You are still levitating above the ground, but you are off the edge of the pit.
Okay, so is it time to go murder the queen yet? Can we get the hell out of this room?
Are you guys going upstairs?
It's the
I'm
only
gonna
other
say
place.
hi to that construct again.
What construct? Oh, it's just making its way around.
I'm gonna throw an Eldritch Blast at it.
Make an attack action at the golem.
I just want to spend the rest of while he's doing that, throwing all these bodies into.
All right, so easy enough. While he's off doing that, you just put the rest
Have
of the
I
bodies
hit?
in the pit. What is your roll? 11 and 16? No, both miss.
Darn it! I would have done so much great damage. Okay.
All right, so all the bodies are currently in the pit. We've got shit to do back here, Sinestra.
Which way?
Where are you going?
What? I was saying hi to my buddy.
It's whatever. He makes his way back in the room.
Where are we going?
We going upstairs?
Zirio's making his way to going up the stairs.
All right, I'm just gonna follow him.
All right, look. Before we go up here, this queen is supposed to be up there. Her pet that is invisible and cannot be heard. On top of
And
that,
a bunch of initiates.
yeah, and a bunch of initiates. Can we, for once, for fuck's sake, plan something out?
Everybody in that pit.
They are
I got a plan for you.
very slowly drifting down to it. They're kind of like bumping into each other. It's really awkward. The shaft is
Got a
kind of like
plan
getting
for you.
clogged up.
I am going to throw an Eldritch Blast into midair.
Well, that's exciting.
That is dumb. That is really dumb.
What are you throwing it up the stairs?
I have a better idea, he says. He casts Disguise Self on himself to look like one of the initiates and runs up the stairs yelling,
Oh.
"My queen! My queen!"
Oh, I'm gonna do the same thing. I actually have that
Wait right
spell.
here.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing and follow him. Can you take me?
You guys might want to get away from the stairs.
So you're gonna follow him, Sinestra?
Oh hell yeah!
All right.
Can
So
you take me wherever he went?
yeah, you need to go
Um,
way the hell over here to get up the stairs.
I'll do the same with alter self. Start following.
All right. So you're gonna
But
alter
you
self.
can't you have to get clothes, man.
Yeah, you need to look like their outfit. And you just threw everything in the pit. Do you have Disguise Self?
No.
Yeah,
'Cause
alter
I don't
self.
wanna fish out the levitating bodies.
The bodies are like 10, 15 feet down. You'd have to send someone in to get them at this point.
Oh wait.
You could prepare a spell for the first initiate that comes down here.
All right. So while you guys are down there, is anybody else going to disguise self and follow them up there? Does anybody else have the option to do so?
I don't think anyone else does.
I don't think any of us do.
It's just me and cereal. We're about to fucking die.
Lacuna, you do have the disguise self spell if you want to follow them.
I'll pass.
Okay. So as you make your way up here, he comes running up here and yells, my queen, there's a traitor, there's intruders in the Great Hall. They've slaughtered everyone. We must send help, please." And he runs around behind the hall here, pretending to be afraid. I'm going to roll a performance check for him. What
I'm
are
just
you
gonna
doing?
Huff and puff, and look really, really, really worried. I'll let him do all the talking.
You know, guys, it's either going to go really well up there or really, really poorly. We're about to
Oh,
find
God.
out really.
Oh, come back.
I'm not gonna go all the way around the thing. I'm gonna stand there, like really, really look worried, but like that guy said it all.
What do you mean? Who's down there? She's now standing at the edge of this platform up here, yelling down at you, the two of you.
Well, I'm gonna be right here.
He ran behind the platform.
Yeah, but I'm staying right here.
Okay. He points to the stairs and goes, "Murderous adventurers! They slaughtered everyone! They killed Ted and Fran and John!"
And I'll say, seems to be 40 of them.
It's impossible. And she's, "Hand me that horn!" And he goes over and grabs the horn. As he grabs the horn, instead of handing it to her, he picks it up and blows on the horn and yells out as loud as he can, "Jin, hear me! Kill the queen!"
Did we hear this?
No, because you weren't upstairs. What you do hear, or see rather, is a blur of motion as what you presume to be the Jinn comes racing down the hall and dashes up the steps as fast as it can.
I'm going to follow it.
It runs up the steps into the middle of the hall and dashes toward the queen.
I'm stepping out of the way and then like looking. I'm just gonna look super freaked out.
I'm dashing up the stairs now.
She turns and yells, says, "Traitor!" as the Jinn pulls out his big fucking sword and swings it at the queen.
I'm not in combat yet, so can I slowly make my way up the steps?
Yeah, you all want to go up the steps now?
I want to go up the step.
Sure.
Alright, I'm just going to take you guys and move you to the room because it's got to do... Hold on. I got to move you guys like way off the corner of the map where it's at. Whee! Alright, so you guys run up the top of the steps. As you make your way up the steps, you get up to the top of the steps just in time to see the Jinn come up and draw a big-ass scimitar off his belt and swing it at the queen. Let's see, 18 plus... Yeah, that's going to fucking hit. That.
Do I have a weapon as far as like being one of the acolyte people?
All the equipment you have on you is still on you. Your clothing is illusion to look like what the acolytes below were wearing. Presuming you did the same thing Zirio did.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Um, so let's see. That's 8 plus. So she takes 13 points of damage as the large sword just slashes across her chest. She yelps back in surprise, screaming, "Traitors! How dare you!"
Man, she's got some lungs on her.
Let's see here. X
So
minus.
I'm gonna pull out one of my normal darts, and I'm gonna throw it half-assed at the Jinn, but like make it look like I'm like, oh, the queen, protect the queen.
What the hell's her AC at? 17. No. Yeah. Plus, he
Are we
swings
rolling
at
for
her again.
initiative?
The sword misses. That's a natural 20. The third swing, he brings her around, aiming for her neck. He brings the sword down and creases across her chest, running through her clavicle and down the center of her torso, making it look like she has a bright red bandolier going from shoulder to hip. She's going to take an additional 16 points of damage. As the Jin lays into her. Let's see, with that, where is, oh, there he is. Okay. So he does his thing. You're going to attempt to throw a dart and just blatantly miss, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be like I'm like trying, but I miss.
All right,
hard.
so you're aiming basically for the steps at this point. You're not trying to hit anything. So you throw the dart like you're going at a
I want to
stretch.
get it close. Like I'm not grounding this thing. I'm gonna get it close, but it's gonna miss narrowly. That's my goal.
All right, well, I need you to roll an attack roll. Just roll a d20 and we'll do it that way.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a 13.
All right, so 13, fine. You throw the dart and it just looks like it's going to aim for him, and it just barely misses her and skitters off the corner of the room and falls short. Who are you aiming for, you loaf?
The Jinn!
Ugh, you're useless!
I've only had the darts for a week.
Ugh. Surrounded by incompetence. Get them! She screams out, bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, bum. I need to go to, I think it's on this one where I need to move this down to the layer just so I can move it around. As she does so, her little pet, as she calls it. Oh, what layer did that move to? Why the hell did it go to that layer? There we go. Comes wishing around. You just hear like the whirl of wind, and you feel something brush past you where you're standing on the corner steps, and it feels almost like just a gust and breeze. You don't see anything, but there's definitely something was there for a brief instant.
Wonderful.
Let's see, and with that, we are going to roll initiative.
Are we using the same rolls as last time, or are we rolling new ones?
We can if you guys want, or we can roll new, because some of you guys
Well, I
rolled
just
low.
rolled a 17 or a 20.
All right, well, we're gonna do a new one then.
16.
13.
And 16. Orzhal 13. Lacuna, that brings you to 21, I believe.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm gonna roll for these guys. Okay, that's fucking broken. And that guy is gonna have a 9 then. And then for the queen, let me find her agility score. That puts her at 12. And then, okay. Ba-ba-bum.
Which sounds amazing.
What sounds amazing?
No, I said that. I mean, this room right now seems amazing.
But do you
Like,
guys
exactly what I'm gonna do.
All right. Before we go running into this whole thing, I feel like I'm denying you guys the whole majestic manner of this room. Do you want me to give you the rundown on what this room looks like, or you just want to go into combat?
I can go in nearly blind. That's cool.
I like the explanation after I'm done slaughtering everyone. I'm gonna
All
paint
right.
the floor red.
Okay, so as you guys come running up, as you do, you see the Jin make a couple of flourishing attacks at the Queen. Some of them hitting home. Her number over here. Oh, I need to roll one more. Where the hell is he? There he is. Okay. All this fun shit's happening. The Queen is screaming traitor at somebody behind the throne. The Jin seems quite gleefully hacking away at her. And then that's going to bring us to Zirio's turn since he rolled a natural 20 on his fucking initiative.
How? Holy shit.
He gets +8 to initiative and he rolled a natural 20. That's 28.
Oh, no. What I'm saying is, like, we've rolled 7 nat 20s.
Yeah, we have rolled a lot of nat 20s tonight. That's ridiculous.
Most of them has been mine.
Yeah,
Almost
you're
all of them. Like, you
stupid
rolled
lucky.
4 and I rolled 2.
That's insane. Alright, so with that, yeah, we're gonna do it this way. He's gonna do an acrobatics check to see if he can just jump up on top of that fucking thing. Yeah, 20, easy enough. He runs up and just jumps onto this thing. As he does, he flicks his wrists again, drawing forth his swords. He's going to attack her with his super sword thingy mabob. What do you do? Give me the horn, you fool! And he just grins at her and pulls his sword and throws into a full attack at her. Do that, and I do one more because I haven't fixed that macro yet. Subtract that. No, it's still there.
That's the right thing.
Yeah. So, Jesus fuck. So 12.
13.
It's not 13.
25 damage.
Yeah, he fucked her up pretty good. She's looking pretty goddamn hurt. He gets another attack. That hits as well. He gets one more attack. Jesus.
Mother.
Fuck. It's a crit for him.
She's even alive.
No, she's dead at this point. He just jumps up and just fucking whirlwind of blades and fire slash around and she's screaming at him. Something that is incoherent from where you guys are, and it just slash into her and there's big puff of smoke and screaming in agony, and then she's gone. Everything she was wearing falls into a pile on the ground, Wicked Witch of the West style. So she's dead. Quite dead.
Okay.
With that, the Jin grins. Perfect. I'm gone. And he just vanishes into a cloud of smoke. Has he told you before? You weren't here for this, but the rest of the group, he expressed that if you find his horn, he can get free from this mindless toil and go back home. So he
Thought
just,
that if the horn was destroyed.
if you destroyed, or he was relieved of his duty, which he did when he called him to attack the queen. So yeah, he left. You hear the winds whispering, "Thank you," and it's gone. There's a nice warm wind through the chamber, and that's basically the summation of the Jin. With that, there is still the matter of this thing that pushed you around, Sinestra. It is currently your turn.
I'm gonna yell to the other people in the room because I can see them. What are you doing just standing there? Go find some help. This guy's a monster.
With these initiates on the side of the room here.
Yeah.
And like, they're like on the ground, almost passed out, semi-conscious. There are various like empty bottles and half-eaten plants and things on the ground around them. None of them seem to be too active or willing to do anything.
Oh. Okay. Then I'm just going to. Can I see like the winds and?
Roll perception check.
Oh boy! Here we go. -1 from this roll. Oh. 7. I was too lazy to put 4 instead of 5.
Oh, you don't really see anything. What you do notice is that they're on the like the steps where he's at, where he would be here. There are like little drifts of sand and shit being kicked away from the steps, and in one particular spot, like a fine circle where it's standing.
All right, that's enough for me. I'm going to
So-
immediately throw.
It's going to be
an
at disadvantage
Eldritch Blast.
because you can't see it. It's at disadvantage, but you do have the idea where it's at.
I'm just looking at where the sand is. I'm gonna aim a foot above the sand, like where that sand and stuff is.
All right. Yeah, like I said, disadvantage for your attack roll, but you can definitely do it. So
wait.
we're going to.
Wait, I gotta roll again.
You know what? 14 is just enough to hit this fucking thing.
Okay, so I hit with both.
You just managed to
Wonderful.
meet its AC.
That's wonderful. And bam, chicka-pow. That's what my Eldritch Blast sounds like.
Shabam, chicka pow. I like it.
Shabam, chicka-pow.
Oh man, that's ambush round.
Just finger guns, and that's how my Eldritch Blasts come out.
I like it. So you're doing a total of math is hard
22.
right now. 22 damage. My brain is not working right now. All right. With that, you have blasted into the presumably the creature. Because when you hit, the thing's impacted in the air in front of it. There's a brief shimmer and flash, and you see the very brief outline of the creature.
Cool.
With that, Sandra, it's your turn. You have just witnessed Sinestra turn and just shoot Eldritch Blast at seemingly nothing in the air. There was a brief shimmer of the outline of a vaguely humanoid form. That's
Okay.
all you got.
I'm going to move right about here, and I'm going to cast a firebolt at the place that I just saw the simmering entity.
All right. 2 attacks. You're going to roll at disadvantage, so you roll twice and take the lower.
Wow. You win.
Yep.
You win the world.
15 hits, so do your damage.
Yeah, it's yours.
12 points of fire damage. Got it. Alrighty. That ends Sandra's turn. Oh shit. Sorry, Lacuna. I skipped over you. It would have been your turn there.
That's okay. I pull out my endless pistol and take a shot.
Alrighty. Attack roll, disadvantage. So you gotta roll a d20 twice and take the lower. Unfortunately,
then.
5 plus 8 is not gonna hit.
I tried.
You did.
My ears.
Yeah, a resounding bang
It's
as
just a
those
single
around
point off.
her.
That's pretty much the summation of my life, so.
I'm so sorry.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. With her
Shoot you once
being murdered, there is one fellow that comes sneaking out from around the steps here. What have you done? You killed her, you monsters!
I
He's-
just yell at him, go find help!
He's holding a flute in one hand and a rapier, rather like he's having a hard time keeping it together in the other hand.
Play me a song.
Why would you do this?
I kind of wave my hand at him and I'm like, I'm sorry, but who the hell are you?
How dare you! I am the great wind arrow, you fools! And he comes running at you, Sinestra. And
Why? I look
swings
like one of his people.
He just saw you blasting in the direction.
Motherfucker.
Actually, I'll do this because you look at someone. I want to have you roll a deception check.
Wonderful. That I can do. Let me just this one real quick.
Or some cocaine, apparently.
Helps your deception checks, man.
Deceive.
Holy shit! All right, so roll that back. You're yelling at him to go find help. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
find some help.
Help! He's just gone. He's dust. They killed her.
We can still save our pet.
Whisper, murder them all.
Wait, the whisper?
That's what he says. Whisper, murder them all.
Oh, wonderful.
And with that, he is going to. I need you, Sandor, to make a wisdom save.
Is he making that thing go after me too?
At this point, you believe that he thinks you're one of him.
Perfect.
No, I fail. Oh, that's a 3.
You are now under the effects of the confusion spell.
Wonderful.
It sucks to be you, dog.
Let's see here. So,
Wait. I have to ask before anything else goes. In his confusion,
I'm gonna attack you.
What was that?
Does he think that I am one of the acolytes and that he's on my side?
I don't know. We have to roll a d10 when it comes to his turn to see how he behaves.
Wonderful, please. what I'm saying is, like, is there a possibility that he thinks he belongs here?
With that, Orzhal, it's now your turn.
Let's see what I see. What's that thing on the stairs?
There's a throne at the top of the steps.
Like that thing.
That
Oh,
you can't see that. That's technically invisible.
Oh.
But you just saw us throw shit at it.
You saw Sinestra and Sandor throw spells at it.
Okay.
I definitely put it between me and Zirio, so it looks like I was just aiming at Zirio.
Let me see. I don't know. A bit of a loss here.
I'm gonna yell at him. Stay back!
Cool.
Don't.
I will shift my light to one of the stairs, so maybe they'll get a better sight of it.
So you're just gonna change where your light spells cast.
Yeah.
All right. So you're lighting up the steps basically. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is now a light on the steps. For the sake of convenience, I'm going to. Where the hell is it? We'll grab this real quick and just be like, it's too goddamn big. Shrink that bitch down. Advanced. There you go. Now there's a light on the steps.
Yay.
All right. You want to say anything, or are you just ending your turn there?
That'll do.
Alrighty. With that, it's Gladwin and the invisible thingamabobber's turn. The invisible thingamabobber. Sinestra, you did the most damage to this thing last turn. It's coming at you.
Wonderful.
11 misses you. So you hear a You feel a little gust of wind as it just like wishes past your face. That, however,
Okay.
is a natural 20.
Okay.
So following the gust of wind, some invisible force. It looks as though just the wind itself coalesces into a giant fist and slams you in the chest, lifting you briefly off the ground. As you take a total of 10 points of bludgeoning damage. It slams its fist into your chest.
Wonderful. And I'm gonna look at the sky and say, "He's attacking me! Help!"
You're clearly a traitor! Rise, everyone! Kill them! Avenge your queen! From behind these are curtains here, by
I
the way.
can't do a persuasion check or nothing.
Just saw you get attacked. You hear a bunch of like, 5 more minutes. No. It's Kaladwin's turn now. Let's see here.
I'm gonna say to him, "You told him to kill us all. It doesn't include me."
Okay, I like this. Roll persuasion. Roll deception again. Actually, I like this. Deception.
Sorry, I really want this to work. 19.
God damn it! Whisper, not him. The other ones. He's one of us. Kill the rest of them. With that,
And I'm gonna crumple down to the ground. Like I've just been, oh
like you've just been mortally wounded.
yeah, I'm just like, oh my god, thank God I'm not gonna die.
Let's see here. I'm gonna have him roll perception check.
You still hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure because I'm on the other side of my room.
Let's see. Yeah, he'd be able to see it, so he's going to attempt to sacred flame this thing. And this guy failed his save. Hooray! So that does this damage. So it takes 12 radiant damage. Kaladwin casts Sacred Flame at it. Flame is licking cover its body, again giving you a brief glimpse of this horrific four-legged, almost humanoid-looking creature. Before the flames flick away. Flick away. Fucking A. English is hard, guys. That brings us back to the top of the round for Zirio. Where is it? I can't see a thing. Where is it?
I'm just gonna moan and kind of look up, hoping that he figures it out.
He is going to cast Fairy Fire in the area where it's at. And the creature succeeds the Dex save, so he's not affected by his Fairy Fire. However, Sinestra and this Wind Harrow Initiate dude here, you guys are both wreathed in harmless blue flames outlining your figures.
I'm gonna look down. What's this? What's going on? I'm going all in on this performance.
He looks down at you, and having lost his concentration on his spell, he is going to... Actually, no, it's not a concentration. He's going to willingly let it go. And he's going to yell at you. Yeah, I like this. You fool, you led me to your queen! You will die with the rest of them! And he's going to roll a deception check. With advantage because you are giving him aid in this. I don't think he needs it. Nope. Minhara for the Blazers. Why would you do this? Why would you let him in?
I didn't know. Look at him.
It's a dark elf, man! How can you trust a dark elf?
He looks like one of us.
You fool! You've doomed us all!
And I'm just gonna like just crumple into like a defeated. Like I've just been like, oh my god, I've done the worst thing possible.
All right. Lacuna, it is now your turn.
I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore.
I'm
I'm
mind
gonna be
fucking this guy.
and the rest of us. I'm completely fucking confused. Is there something I can attack? I know I probably shouldn't hit sin again, so.
Yeah.
I
Um,
mean, he is role playing as a cultist, so you would get away with it.
Currently, there is a invisible form that is attacking Sin. You have caught in brief glimpses of it, as various spells and attacks have managed to strike the creature.
How close can I get to the creature?
Well, you presume currently that it is standing near Sinestra. You can move 3 of these blocks on the map as your maximum distance you can move.
So, if I'm here right now, so what is it? 1, 2, 3, vaguely.
Yep. You can move half a block more if you wanted to do so, but you're there where you need to be.
Is it possible for me to jump on this creature or try to jump on the creature?
Yes, if you want to attempt to make a grapple attack against it, you will need to do. This is going to be considered a strength attack, so I think it's just going to be a straight roll for you. Yeah, because you have no modifier for the strength, and it will be at disadvantage. So you got to roll twice and take the lower of the 2 rolls. So you attempt to leap at the creature, you don't know where it is, and you just kind of like skid to us against the steps here, falling between or just in front of this fellow here who is holding a instrument in one hand and a rapier rather unsteadily in the other one. And he's trying to have a conversation with Sin, accusing him of being a traitor at this point. See, that comes to his turn. So the guy you've been talking with turns to us. Why? Why would you do this? Rise, you fools! Avenge your queen! Do something! And then he's going to cast. No, he's not going to cast anything. He's going to attempt to attack you, Lacuna, because you're right there. That's a 1.
Fucking rude.
So he goes to swing his rapier at you, and it pinks against the step. And I'm going to do this because these are fun. And we're going to roll percentage. Okay, so he goes to lunge and stab at you, and the rapier, you just dodge aside. You step aside as you're getting up, basically, from your attempt to jump on this guy, and it catches between the corners of the steps, and he bends a bit and goes, pink, and flies from his grasp and goes rattling against the floor at your feet, Sandor. So his
Well
rapier.
done.
Went that far?
He tried to do like a full-on lunge attack at her. Hit the step, and that's how I'm going to play it, because it's more fun to make natural ones do that shit. So he failed horribly. Turns, goes, get up, you fool! We have to do something. We have to avenge her at least.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it's now your turn.
When is it my turn?
Okay. I'm gonna pull out a book.
Whose book?
You're gonna find out when you see it. I'm gonna pull out a book, and I'm gonna say, "Give me a second. I have an idea." And I'm gonna open my Book of Suns and begin to chant.
Are you casting anything for your Book of Suns?
I am going to pretend to be casting some grand, incredible spell for the next 2 turns.
For the next 2 turns. All right, got it.
This turn and then next turn, and on the turn after that is when I'm going to reveal my trump card.
All right, we'll go with that. He looks at you frantically, looks to where his rapier is at, and Lacuna looking at him, rather upset at this point. Hurry up! Let's see. Sandor, it's not your turn.
Wonderful. Am I still confused?
Yes, we need to roll a d10.
I don't care what it is. I just want to try and kill Sin. The
Uh,
loudest people in the room is who I want to kill right now.
nope. You are behaving normally.
So I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, you do whatever the hell you want.
All right, I'm gonna go over here. I want to pick up Sin and I want to start beating him with the little elemental thing over here where I last saw it. I want to use him as a fucking weapon.
I'm going to fight that horribly because I am close to death.
And if that doesn't fail, I'm going to stab him.
You're gonna stab me.
+5, that's my 16th strength on my check.
God dang.
It's 5, 16. All right, you need to roll acrobatics to go against him.
Acrobatics. All right. Yep. 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 Yep.
Yeah, you try and reach for him, and he sees you coming, and he's in the middle of doing this grand gesture of trying to cast a spell, and just kind of like leans out of your grasp. You miss him.
Can I use my sword and stab him?
You just did your action.
You just used your action to try and grab him.
No,
All right, I'm going to kill you.
Why?
Well, you now have help on your next deception check.
Oh my god.
With that, let's see here. That brings us down to Orzhal. Your turn.
I'm confused, but that's okay. To combat this confusion and hopefully sort things out. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to cast a level 3 sleep right here.
I like it.
Oh my god.
Are you Oh no, this is an enchantment spell.
Oh my.
Let's see here. Roll. Is this?
If this actually works, it's gonna make my day.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Can you designate which creature you want to have put to sleep?
I'm pretty sure you can designate any enemy.
From what I understand, it's whoever's has the lowest health, you do that first, and then just kind of go lower to lower until the numbers.
Well, that's me. Unless this guy has less than 28 health.
Alright, so you cast your sleep spell. 37. We haven't done any damage to that guy yet. So, Sinestra, you fall asleep.
Yep.
And that's the only person you're getting with your sleep spell.
Thanks.
Could have gone better.
So I just crumple to the ground.
Yeah, you just... as you
Actually,
dodge
no,
out of...
That's impossible. I cannot be put to sleep.
Oh, that's right, you're immune to sleep spells. I forgot about that.
It comes back.
So as you cast your spell in the area, Sinestra,
Nothing happens.
the magic kind of like tries to cling into you, and you're just like, yeah, I don't feel like going to sleep right now. I don't need to sleep. It doesn't do shit to you. Let's see here.
And I willingly pretend to sleep.
You can roll. Yeah, you can roll deception. You have advantage at this deception check because of
I'm taking the 27.
All right. So he's gonna fail. Sandro, Lacuna, and Orzhal, I need you guys all to roll insight checks.
My insight's +1, 8.
Nope, you guys both believe he's asleep.
Can I stab him when he's asleep?
If you want to stab him while he's asleep,
I'm
yes.
definitely going to stab him while he's asleep.
I'm not actually asleep. I can, I'm gonna move.
Lacuna, you also believe he's asleep.
God, this is so fucking
Let's see here. That brings us to the invisible stalker, who now sees him asleep. The command he gave the invisible stalker was kill everyone.
Except me.
No, he told. Oh
Told
yeah,
him to
you're right.
stop.
He did change his command. You're right. Next closest thing to it is going to be Sandor, as you are attempting to assault the initiate there that it now assumes is his ally. It's going to attack you. That's going to hit. First one. Wow, 2 1s, really? Fuck you. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you feel the wind rush out of you. A giant fist slams into the chest of your breastplate. And then that one. Nope, that one's gonna miss. He's recovering from the first assault. It tries to swing at you again, and you feel a little slight breeze as an arm just whips past your shoulder.
I'll be with you in a minute after I'm done killing the bastard on the floor.
Why are you so focused on killing me? This is bullshit.
It turns to you, and in a language that's foreign to you, but because of the ring you are wearing, you understand. It says, "Purge the impure."
How do you know that the guys around us aren't impure?
Traitors killed. And that is its action. And that brings us to Kaladwin's turn, who, seeing Sinestra on the ground bleeding out, he is.
Please tell me he's not gonna heal me.
He's going to heal you because you are bleeding out.
Okay.
He is going to. Yeah, I'm going to use his healing light ability, and he's going to mutter a brief prayer to Lathander. Starn, Father, save this one. It's not yet his time. I'm actually just going to roll it here because it's easier. 5d6. Radiant light washes over you, and you recover 24 hit points.
Yeah. That's amazing.
With that, there's a bit of confusion in the room. We're coming back to the top of the turn to Zirio's turn again.
I wonder why there's so much confusion.
Yeah, there's just conflict constantly here. He can only use that once per day.
Do the Jeopardy.
Yes. He is going to attempt to. Does this have any save? I don't think it does. He's going to cast Hunter's Mark on the invisible critter, which gives him advantage at perception checks to see the thing.
Yeah, if the Hunter's Mark works.
Oh, it worked. He rolled a fucking
Wow.
2 on a save. And with that, there's a wicked grin that creases his face as he strides down with a knowing ease and just kind of casually lashes out at the creature. That's going to miss. He gets one more attack. That's also going to miss. His confidence and cocksure fails him. As both of his attacks whiff wide.
I sleep talk. God, you suck.
Go back to sleep, you corpse.
He'll be one if he doesn't get up.
I feel like this thing's probably more dangerous than he is.
No, I just want to kill him just because he's on the floor.
Lacuna, it is now your turn.
Can I try to jump on the invisible thing again, but not to grapple it, but to like just get on and hold on? Like
That's
I'm not
grapple.
trying to.
That's a grapple.
Well, I'm not trying. I want to be able to stay on for my basically till my next turn.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
a
you have to
grapple with
succeed a grapple to
acrobatics.
do it, though.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that's what a grapple is.
Yep.
You got to roll one more time.
Please, another 18.
Nice. So Lacuna, you get up, dust yourself off, glare at Windharrow as he tried to stab you with his rapier, turn around and lunge once again at it. As you do this time, you actually find something. Your arms wrap around what appears to be nothing, but it is you are currently holding on to and hugging an invisible person. The shape of where your like arms are wrapped around it. I'm going to say that's going to cancel out the disadvantage for your attack rolls against this thing since you now know where it is. With that, Sinestra, it is currently your turn. Are you going to continue your facade?
My what?
You're going to keep faking your shit.
Yeah.
Roll a deception check.
I am going to slowly rouse. Like, oh, I was asleep. What happened?
Roll deception.
Alright.
Okay.
Did it work?
He was reaching down and he's like shaking you up at the same time as you're slowly rousing. Finish your spell quick!
Okay, and then I'm gonna open my Book of Suns, and I am going to. Oh, this is the best part. You guys are gonna love this. I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt.
Alright. Who are you casting Witch Bolt on?
I'm casting Witch Bolt on faking that I'm going to cast it on Lacuna. I accidentally, in quotation marks, cast it on the thing in her arms.
Alright, roll another deception check. Beautiful. Okay, roll your attack.
Hold on, I gotta figure out what my attack is.
It's +8.
Yeah. So it's literally the same thing.
Okay, so as you go through the incantations and you send out the bolt of thunderous witchy energy, it lashes around and clings to the what you now have come to decide is it's an invisible stalker. Your arcane knowledge would.
What the hell? What's in the way?
You hit the wrong thing, you fool! That's Whisper! Cancel it quick! End the spell! Roll your damage. Takes additional 7 points of damage.
See, I can't. I've gotta wait. I've gotta wait just a moment.
You fool! Just cancel and end it! Lose your concentration!
It will lash back and destroy us all. This is my deception roll for that.
Oh God! What have you done? Sandor, you hear from the invisible stalker in its native language. Traitors! All traitors!
Can you attack him now instead?
I'll kill you all!
Kill him first. He did just hit you.
You guys, well, he's the conversation that Sandor is having here is amounts to a bunch of like him blowing in your ear, just loud whistles blowing and like huffing his cheeks.
That's awkward.
It looks like he's just making faces.
I'm gonna point at him and look at the other acolyte and say, "Is he talking to Whisper?"
He looks confused. Let's see. So with that, it's his turn now. Let's see. He is. Oh, I like this. As you have confessed your spell as a, yeah, an accidental casting of a spell.
Yeah.
He is going to cast silence in the area where you are currently standing.
On me?
On
Perfect.
everybody in a 20-foot sphere around here.
Perfect.
So basically, it's going to cover where everybody is currently standing. So he goes through the incantations, and it looks like he's saying something, but you hear nothing.
Okay.
Your spell is still in effect,
Yeah.
as you are now concentrating it, but he has silenced the area so that no magic can be cast within the vicinity. With that,
And we can't talk to each other either, I assume.
nope, you can't talk. Sandor, it's now your turn.
I'm going to Mal. The spell's already been cast. There's nothing to do. And hope that he figured it out.
He's just frantically making gestures at you like he's trying to yell, and he's very pissed off about something because your spell is still going, but you don't know what the fuck he's saying.
Okay, perfect. This is so fucking funny.
Sandor.
Okay, I want to end this. I'm gonna attack this stupid thing.
All right, make your attack roll. Lacuna is still holding on to it, so you have an idea of where it's at. Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
Just roll the same thing twice.
They're both gonna hit.
Actually, that should be an 8.
You're a monster.
All right, so there's another 24 damage to this poor bastard. Oh man. It's thrashing about, flailing wildly. Lacuna, you're having a hell of a time holding on to this thing. Orzhal, it's your turn.
All right.
If you want to use magic, you're going to need to take a couple of steps back away from everything, so you're out of the area of the silent spell.
Nah, we're good. I will. Is Sin still holding on to that book?
Yeah.
I'll step there, and I will cast Catapult, which is
You
doesn't
can't cast it
require
in
any-
spells. You're in silence.
It is somatic only.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'll use it on the book he's holding, and
Can't.
just no.
Well, the book itself is it won't be effective.
I mean, you got to cast a spell to see what happens.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure, I'll just
Like
try
you don't
to.
know, letting you know.
I'll just try to fling it towards the invisible thing.
All right, so you're trying to cast catapult on it. Just for shits, you have to make a dex save, Sinestra.
I have to make a dex save.
Yeah, it's his DC. You gotta go through the motions of the spell.
Got it.
You gotta. It's 17 is his DC for a spell. All right, so you're fairly confident. You feel the power of the spell clinging to the book. You feel purchase, and as you go to will it to send it forward, the magic thrusts forth. You feel the energy release from you, but the book remains unmoved.
I will shrug. That'll do it.
With that,
I definitely noticed that.
yeah, you definitely noticed that. The invisible stalker, Lacuna, you were holding on to it. I need you to make a strength check. So just roll a d20. Oh yeah, easily. You feel hands grasping them at you. They're trying to tug your hands apart as you're grasping around its body. It's trying to fling you from it. And it's rolling about, but it's having no effect on you. You're firmly holding on to what you're dead set and not letting go of this thing.
Okay, so
It was trying to knock you off its body, but you succeeded the check to stay on it.
am I just is that it? The only thing I do?
No, it's not your
No.
turn. It was the monster's turn.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So with that, Calabin's gonna walk down here, and he's going to. What's he got?
Eldritch Blast.
I don't remember what I gave him for his spells. Oh, no, all of his spells are utility-ish. All right, so yeah, he's going to Eldritch Blast the guy that you've been talking with.
No, buddy, run!
It's a shame he can't hear you.
Yeah, he can't hear. Done this to himself.
What's this guy's AC? One of them's gonna hit. All right, so as you're, looking back at Orzhal, we're trying to throw your book, and this fellow here is trying to frantically tell you to cancel your spell. And he's just going through these wild gestures and putting it in, just yelling at the top of his lungs. There's no sound coming through it. From out the corner of your eyes, see a flash of radiant golden and force energy just slam into the side of him. He opens his mouth to yell, but no sound comes out. With that, it's back to Zirio's turn. See, this thing is still currently in Lacuna's grasp, so he's going to swing at it. That's going to hit. And he gets one more attack.
Please don't roll in that one.
That's going to hit. And then he'll use his bonus action to get another attack since he actually hit. Nope, bonus one misses. Alright, so he gets 2 attacks in. Oh, he gets another 1d6 because of the Hunter's Mark, too. Fucking sweet. Okay, so that comes out to 18. And then we need one more. Yeah, that'll kill it off. So Lacuna, as you're holding onto it and is frantically flailing about, trying to send you off its shoulders, Zirio walks up, puts his one hand on your shoulder, with the other hand, and flicks his sword out and just runs it into the belly of the creature that's in front of you. Looks as though it's going to stab you, but the weapon just kind of like dead stops. You can clearly see down up to the edge of the blade. It's kind of surreal. As he pulls out, you hear, and then whatever you're holding onto is just gone, and you fall to the ground.
I hit
I'm
like a really
so
cool
mad
idea,
right now.
and it just like disappeared because of the stupid fucking silence.
What's that?
I said I had like an idea, and then the silence thing happened. And I was like, well, shit. I guess I'll just hang on and try to shoot them. I was gonna, my next roll. I was like honestly just gonna try to like headshot it with the pistol.
Oh, silence doesn't affect that. It is your turn. There is still the guy that cast the silence spell behind you now.
I look at him in extreme rage because I had a really good idea and he robbed it from me, and it's been a really long day. I pull out the boomstick.
Okay. How many charges are you going to burn on your broomstick?
2.
Okay. I need you to go ahead and Jesus Christ, English is hard. I'll make an attack roll. That's going to miss him, unfortunately. Because it is a magic item, however, you can make an extra attack.
With the same thing.
If you want to do the same thing, yeah. Artificers have got this cool twist where you can use magic items twice on your turn if you want. Same roll. So you fire off 4 charges. They go wide. He's frantically gesturing and yelling at Sinestra, and he's recovering from being blasted in the side of an Eldritch Blast. He looks to you and sees his pockmarks blast out. Has a look of absolute fear on his face.
Settle for that.
Sinestra, it's now your turn.
Fucking Witch Bolt is done again after one fucking turn.
You spent way too long prepping that.
Oh my god, I literally did 1 turn prepping it.
I love your dedication to the Witch Bolt, though. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so fucking useless.
I mean,
I'm
it
going
would have been good
to-
there if he didn't get nice rolls.
Yeah, true.
Jeez.
I'm going to run out of the silence area.
Okay.
Go this over here. And I'm going to, as I ready my spell, I'm going to slowly let the disguise drop away.
I like it.
And I'm going to hit this guy with a let's find out. I'm gonna hit this guy with a whole. Wait, have we hit him yet?
Yeah, he's been hit.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm gonna rush
well,
on him quick.
I'm gonna hit this guy with a Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead. I like it.
Yeah,
All right,
Will
so
he be
he
able to
needs
hear it?
to make.
16 Wisdom save.
It's necrotic damage technically, so he doesn't have to hear it.
Yeah, no, it's necrotic damage and it's 1d12.
Yeah, he rolled a 1 on a save.
Oh god, so he's about to get walked on. Do I roll twice? Does this crit?
You roll 2d12 because of you're at a higher level now. It's 5th level.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so you've done a nice bit of 14 damage to the poor guy. He looks at you confused and raises his hands like mouthing like, "Why?"
Well, did he look at me when
It's
I
as the thing hits it, he
disguise?
turns back toward you. He's doing, "Why?" He's raging at you now. He's making gestures. With
I'm just gonna grin like a really evil, nasty smile.
with that, so he needs to take his 14 damage. Okay. He is then going to walk out of the orb. So he's out of the area of sounds. He turns to you and yells, "Well, fuck you too then! You need to make a wisdom save."
A wisdom save?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. However will I survive this wisdom save? Oh no!
You are going to take some psychic damage. Welcome back.
Hit me.
You take 7 psychic damage as he viciously mocks you.
I'm just gonna keep smiling.
And with that, he's going to run up to you. And that's the end of his turn.
I'm gonna look him dead in the face and just give him a big old smug grin.
Sandor, it's your turn now.
When the invisible thing died, did my ring get upgraded?
Yeah, and actually it would have.
Excellent. I'm not gonna use it right now, but I'm gonna go over here.
I
want
forgot
to
you had that.
Can I do a roll so I can have these two kiss?
First off, before you even move, I need to roll your confusion. Okay, yeah, you can act as normally. You can roll to smash their heads together if you want to do
Would that be a strength check?
that. You need to make a grapple check, basically, against one or the other. Pick one of them. So Sinestra or the other guy? You gonna do the other guy?
The other guy.
All right. So we should go to grab him for your grapple check. He sees you coming up and he just steps out of the way. Actually, what your strength modifier added to it? Yeah, you would grab him. So he sees you coming and he goes to move out of the way. You grab him by the back of his head. What are you doing? You have the back of his head firmly in your grasp.
I'm gonna bash it against Sinestra.
I'm moving out of the way.
Is this an attack roll?
Make an attack roll against Sinestra.
You get hit.
Oh, it's an improvised weapon, so it's 1d4 damage plus your strength modifier.
Well,
So
if it's
6.
happening, then I'm gonna own it.
12. You're taking 12 damage because he rolled a crit.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
I feel like I should have just stayed gone for a little while longer.
Jesus.
So as you bash his head into Sinestra's, that both of them, he groans. Why? His blood's trickling down his forehead. He also took the 12 damage.
I feel a little better now.
Orzhal, it's your turn.
Well, am I still silenced?
You are within the area of the silent spell, yeah. Actually, let me check this. No, the silent spell would have ended. Sorry.
Yeah, it ended this turn.
I've tried to be clever. I'm done with it. Fire!
You're gonna firebolt at him? I like it.
Yeah. 10 plus.
Plus whatever the hell your massive attack modifier is. 9, I
I
think.
think it's plus 9.
Yeah, that's gonna hit him.
Okay.
11 points of
Alright.
fire damage.
Cool.
This guy has a lot of health.
He smashed his head against Sinestra. You caught his robes on fire. He's not happy. I mean, you guys only just started hitting this guy too, so it's not like he's been taking a lot of attacks.
I did
He's the
like
only dude that's
one
attacking
hit.
right now.
Well, the first attack on was the Eldritch Blast from Cloudman this past turn, and then
me.
yeah. I
And
mean,
then
he's
another 12
he's
damage.
he's looking pretty hurt. I mean, he's looking like he's on the edge of death. He's
I'm
hurt.
saying, like, if I would have hit these acolytes with my Eldritch Blast, they'd be dead right now.
All right.
This guy's beef. I like him.
Oh, wrong button. Shit, my bad. He's using Eldritch Blast against him. From behind you, you see 2 blasts of this radiant force energy rip over your shoulders and smash into the far wall, going wide.
Wow, did he really suck that bad? Oh,
Sorry, I got distracted by you trying to make out with him. Try not to throw up over here.
I'm not trying to make out with anybody. Looks like dickhead.
The way
over
you
here.
were selling that story, I was confused.
Zirio walks over. Do you mind if I kill your boyfriend?
Yeah, by all means. I'll collect the life insurance later.
Perfect. He grabs him by the shoulder and just runs the sword through his back. It pokes out of his chest. He coughs up a little blood in your face before going limp on the blade. He is quite dead.
Perfect. Now, we're not done with combat yet. Is it my turn?
Combat is ended. The guys
oh,
that
no,
are
it's
around,
not.
or
Oh, no, it's not.
for the sake of the initiative order, combat is ended. The guys on the edge of the room are making no hostile action against you.
Wonderful. Now I have one little bit of of business to do here. I am going to take a few steps back, like, "Woo, we did it, yeah," and then I am going to poison spray at this dickhead who tried to make me kiss this other guy. I do not want to specifically hit him, but I want to scare the shit out of him. So here it comes. Oh, wait, what is my...
You got to make a con save against it.
Yeah.
I have to roll.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Are you trying to?
Poison comes out of it.
Are you trying to pull your punch of your poison spray here?
I am pulling the punch.
Are you trying to?
I wouldn't be moving anyway. I have absorb elements.
Yeah, but you don't have the spell active.
Poison is not an element.
It's a reaction, so I can cast it whenever he does.
Poison's not an element. I'm literally breathing poison.
Yeah, poison wouldn't be an element. This gets reflected.
Oh, it's acid. Never mind.
Yeah. So are you trying to miss him with this?
I have a 19 save anyway.
Like I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to hit him. but I am definitely trying to be rude.
So you just there's a poisonous cloud that comes and just wafts across your face. It comes barely close enough to actually do harm to you, but it pulls short.
I just shrug and go, meh.
Next time, it's going down your throat.
Well, next time I'm gonna put my sword up your balls.
Up the balls? What?
Oh, this just
That
got
makes no
awkward.
sense.
Are you guys gonna kiss next?
Do you
I wanna-
need a room? I can
I'm
call
gonna
my
grab
aunt.
this body and throw it at Sinestra.
I'm dodging it.
You miss.
Oh well. I'm gonna fly up here now. I'm gonna use my ring.
I'm going to take the flute from this guy.
I want to loot the queen.
Well, sitting in a unceremonious pile where the queen was standing is a you got a half broken lute from that guy, Sinestra.
It's broken.
It's broken. 3 of the strings are broken and the body's cracked. It will not make any music unless you repair it.
Fuck that then.
21 for my roll for investigation.
Sifting through the remains of where the queen had once been, you find a platinum twerk. It's a necklace, platinum necklace. There are 4 sapphire rings laying about, and a diadem, which was her crown. There was also a very ornate spear that she was carrying, and a spell book.
I'll take everything and give the spellbook to Orzhal. I think you'll fancy this more than me.
Perhaps. Thank you.
Do I roll separately for loot?
He basically picked up all the loot that was on her.
I give her the crown. Here you go, princess.
I roll my eyes and tuck the crown safely into my bag.
Okay.
Thanks.
How do I add all this stuff to my inventory?
I'm going to put the weapon in your inventory. As you pick up this weapon, however, because you are attuned to the air, the band of elemental air, you feel a tugging sensation. This is as if it's pulling you directly below, and from where you are standing, you are aware that below where you're at is that pit that falls down. It's tugging you as if going toward that pit. There's a flash in your mind with imagery of a portal, a tear in the air in front of you, that's opening out to a vast open sky of clouds drifting. I mean, it looks very welcoming. This, from what you gather, is an open gateway to the plane of air. You also feel a very urgent, violent sensation as to do not put this spear near or in that portal.
Noted.
There is a the urgency that you get is it's something. It's like an urgency of self-preservation, almost as if the weapon itself is sentient. It's not trying to speak with you or anything. You don't get any inclination as you're trying to reach out to it of anything back. It just feels as though it's like self-preservation, almost as if you feel as though if there was
Bad idea.
I mean, you don't know if it's a bad idea, you don't know if it's a good idea, but you're fairly sure that if that spear were to touch that portal, one or both of them would be destroyed.
Can we see this dead body on the ground?
Which dead body?
This guy.
There's no body there. It was a wisp of air that just vanished.
So nothing's here.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Okay. Anything else on this other guy?
On who?
This guy.
He had 13 gold coins. His loot is broken. His rapier is going and sitting on the floor over there. As this combat ends, you guys take a moment to look around. This floor is roughly 20 feet or so above the chamber you were before, the floor in here that is now drenched with the blood of this bard guy on the corner over here, is depicting a map of an ancient dwarven realm. Um, you know it's dwarven because of the various runes and glyphs that are set about the base of these steps here. But they just look dwarvish and make. At the far end of the chamber, there's a throne where she was sitting at. There are these various curtains along the south and north end of the wall between the pillars that pretty much surmises the room. This is actually kind of annoying. It won't let me add Wind Vein to your thing.
I am going to start walking away. I don't know what dwarven ruins are or like what this is like. So, I'm deciding whether or not I'm inclined to kill acolytes off, or if I think they're going to die on their own. Looks like they're going to die on their own. I'm walking away.
Noted.
I would like to approach Lacuna. You seem a bit of the bookish type. Perhaps we could make a trade. This spell book for that nice crown.
Can I actually see the spell book first?
Oh, good idea. What does it say?
Are you gonna make an arcane check on it?
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, that was a double click. 7 plus 9.
All right. So flipping through the book, it contains arcane spells, wizardry spells. From what you gather, these are probably the spells that she would have been able to cast if she hadn't been swiftly dispatched. There are various cantrips in it. Inside the cantrips that are scribed into the spell are Gust, Mage Hand, Message, Prestidigitation, Ray of Frost, and Shocking Grasp. It has 4 first level spells inscribed in it, which are Charm Potion, Featherfall, Mage Armor, and Thunderwave. 3 second level spells, Dust Devil, which looks to be something that is she kind of made up herself from the various runes. There's nothing that you recognize before. Gust of Wind and Invisibility. There are 3 third level spells, which is Fly, Gaseous Form, Lightning Bolt. 2 fourth level spells, Ice Storm and Storm Sphere. 2 fifth level spells, Cloud Kill and Seeming. And then 1 sixth level spell, which is Chain Lightning.
Fair enough. I'll make the trade.
All right.
Badass book.
That book is worth quite a bit of gold.
Very well. Thank you.
Okay, so
Fit on my head.
yes, you
Oh,
now
hell.
you have a shiny crown that is worth 6,700 gold.
Yay. I'll put it on my balding head. All hail the old king.
More like an old princess.
I can't give you the spear. What the heck's your name?
Sandor.
Sandor, because I guess it's because you don't technically have the book for it, because that particular item is from this module. So I put it on 0 for now.
Well, just give him the book.
I mean, the book probably is only useful to Orzhal.
But I want to look pretty.
Fair enough. I'm just saying you could have copied the spells in, but whatever. With that, you guys have got the various bits. Each of those rings that she has on her are worth about 1,000 gold. So, if you want, I can make note of all the shiny treasures here for you to guys to sell when you get back to town. You can split it there or whatever you want to do.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you can. If you have all of it as a note, I I definitely am going to be paying attention to that.
To what?
To the like all the loot and whatnot.
Okay. Um, well, you guys sit down, you look over the bits of jewelry and whatnot. Um, tallying it all up, you're sure it's worth probably about 12,000 gold, all said and done. So if you guys were to sell it off and divvy it up, you'd make yourself a pretty little penny.
Wow.
Lacuna, flipping over that spell book, with your knowledge of how magic and things work, if you were to sell that spell book, you're fairly sure that that book would probably fetch around 23,000 gold.
Can I copy from the book?
Uh, I don't think any of the spells there are Artificer spells.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm gonna go make a fuck ton of gold now, aren't I? Thanks, Orzhal.
Money.
I mean, you got to find someone that'll buy it, but
There's always a buyer. That's the point of having an eccentric aunt. She knows those sorts of people.
fair enough.
I will. We can talk later. I will pay you a hefty amount to copy spells for like a day or two, and then just let you have it.
Yeah, so to copy the spells from the book, you need paper to do it,
Money.
and ink, and time. So the way it works out is for a 6th level spell, it takes roughly 6 pages, 6 pieces of paper, or 6 pages in the spell book, whichever you want to work with. And then it's for a 6th level spell, it's going to be 1,200 gold in ink to copy it over, for example. So it's 200 gold per level worth of ink to copy the spell.
Okay.
So you'd have to find the ink and paper and blah 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 blah. It's obviously it's something you don't have on you right now to be able to copy it, but
Or the money.
yeah.
Cool.
But assuming you can get it before she sells the book, you're winning.
The race is
Orzhal,
on.
I will wait until you have the money for it.
You're so nice.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm going to put in Discord this spear. Hopefully you guys can click that link to see what it is.
Nope.
Clicking.
Avoid account
Nope.
duplication.
Oh, that
Can't
sucks.
see it.
Here, we'll do it this way. Clip, copy. I mean, I don't think it'd be useful for you as a weapon anyway.
Hmm. Mm.
But there it is. All right. Well, in that case, you guys have dispatched the queen. You have claimed the spear that is Windvane. Um, as previously stated, upon picking up the spear, Sandro, it contains a spark of elemental air. There is like I said, a sense of urgency and malevolence in the spear. It has almost an evil tinge or taint to it. You know, I mean, given the past you have had dealing with magic, I know what you've dealt with the dwarves and all that fun shit. You're kind of uncomfortable even holding it.
No, that's wonderful.
So if anybody wants to try and do an arcane check or anything like that on that spear, you are welcome to do so. You've checked out the spell book. We've looked at the other shit on her. It's worth gold.
I
Now I
would
gotta
like to
do
do an arcane check on the spear because I actually like.
Lacuna, as we have previously stated, being so fluent in dealing with magical items, you are able to just identify this if you like to do that.
Sure. Do I need to roll anything?
No, you just cast the spell from your book.
Okay.
So, Sinestra, as you are poring over the staff, trying to examine every detail of it, Sandro, are you holding onto the staff while you examine it, or you just putting it on the ground?
I'm holding it.
All right. Lacuna walks over and just pulls out her spell book, the heavy leather-bound book with various runes of the mechanist inscribed against its cover, and again, the text you cannot read. It rolls away as you look at it. She mutters a few words while reading through the book and casts what amounts to the identify spell on it. You know that this is the spear Windvane, and it is essentially the key to a portal of air sent through the portal by the Prince of Air, Elemental Evil from the Plane of Air, Jan Sabin. If the spear contacts the portal, they both are destroyed. The portal is closed. The spear is gone forever.
I look at Sandrel and point at the spear with my finger pointed down. Don't throw this shit in the portal. Other than that, do you have a plan?
You mean for the spear?
Yes.
Not particularly. I kind of don't want to go downstairs with it.
Can I use it?
No,
Why not?
because I said so. Sandrel, do you think we could take this back to my study and I could maybe take a closer look at it? I think there may be more to it.
I'll,
The boss of me. I pull out
I'll,
the bigger book.
Sinestra? Shush.
As she's
Does it
giving you these plans, Sandro, and trying to think of ways to further describe it and understand it more, you don't really want to listen to her. You feel like she's lying to you. She's going to try and steal the spear from you.
no.
You feel like she's got plans to take it from you. She wants to use it for herself. You are drawn underneath the temple where you are at currently.
Can I make some sort of throw to get the spear out of my hand?
You can just drop the spear if you want.
I'm going to drop the spear and
picking
kind
it
of
up.
back away, really, really, really scared.
I'm picking it up.
No.
You're-
I'm gonna cast a firebolt if you pick that up. I'm gonna cast it on the fucking spear.
Are you going to try and pick it up? You said you were
Oh,
going
I'm
to pick it
picking
up. All right. Your firebolt misses. Lacuna, are you going to try and pose him to take the spear before he does?
Yes.
Roll against him.
What am I rolling? Just 1d20?
You need to roll acrobatics. Sinestra, you need to roll acrobatics as well. I don't know if that's what you rolled or not, but
Yeah, I did, but I fucked it up. But it's a +3. I clicked my dex thing instead.
as you lunge for the spear, Lacuna reaches down and picks it up.
Wow.
Oh no, you roll. Sorry, I thought it was her roll. So your 22 beats her 20.
Yes, I win.
So you go to grab it. Sinestra reaches down and grab it. Sinestra, as you pick it up, your book of suns glows brightly, and you vanish from the room. You are sitting in an open field. It is autumn. There are trees flanking to your left and right, and in front of you stands Titania.
Where the hell did he go?
Can we leave him here?
I look at Sandrel. Why didn't you just say okay?
It wouldn't let me.
So
Oh my gosh.
Titania,
I'm so excited.
looking down at you. What are you doing, young one?
Pick the spear up.
What are you doing with the spear?
Not quite sure.
It is an evil artifact. Destroy it.
How?
Put it in the portal. Throw the spear through the portal. Kill the prince. End this cult.
Okay.
I'm watching you. And then snap, and you're back in the room.
And I bolt off running. I'm going downstairs.
All right, he's running.
I'll casually follow. I want to see if he dies or not.
I'm just gonna sit on the ground, put my head in my hands, and wonder what the hell I've got myself into again.
Oh, you're tired too. I thought it was just my age. I'll sit down.
All right, I'm gonna take the three of you and move you downstairs. While you're sitting on the steps, Calabin walks over and says, "Are you hurt? Do you need healing?"
Oh, I need healing, but I'm already gone.
All right, so you've bolted down the steps. You are now at the bottom of the steps.
Okay, and I get the sense that down here, down this thing, is where I need to go, right?
As you run toward it, um, you feel a presence, a warm and welcoming presence humming in the back of your skull, and a whisper in your ear. Yes, down below. Go deeper. The portal is hidden in the caverns.
All right, I'm clicking my boots, my boots. I'm putting them into action, and I'm flying straight down to the bottom, and
All right, you're flying down.
as fast as I can.
Where are you going? God damn
I
it.
think the portal's down there. I fly after him, I guess, with my ray.
Are you saying anything to any of these guys when you're running off?
No. Titania just told me to do something. I'm done. Like,
All right, so the two of you have flown down this well.
yeah, we flew down the well.
I'll be back to you in a moment because we need to change maps if you're going down the well.
Okay.
So up here on the steps are the three of you. Actually, what time are we at? Let's take a 5-minute break here. I need to use the bathroom, grab a drink, and then we'll pick this back up in 5 minutes. All right?
Okay.
All right, cool. Back at 5.
Fucking Titania is the best. I need to make her happy. I can't believe that you actually remembered that, Paul. Oh shit.
Hum to hum to hum.
Yep.
3 more minutes. Make sure everybody's back before we continue.
Can't believe you got Tanya involved in this.
Oh man, Titania.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Yummy snacks.
Yep.
nice. I almost picked one of those up the other day.
I got mine at Walmart for $1.40.
Nice. I was looking at CVS picking up some cough medicine and so on. I figured it probably wouldn't taste too great with NyQuil, so I just passed it up.
Sometimes try to go for it.
Maybe.
What are you gonna do after the night?
After the NyQuil. The fuck
Yeah,
to
you're
sleep
gonna
is what I
lament
did.
your decision to not get a chocolate orange. What you're gonna do?
I mean, I guess that's fair.
I got this chocolate orange for like a week,
Well, the best
That
thing
is-
about those is,
nibbling at it.
yeah, they split up into nice little pieces. You just drop it in the fridge and go grab a slice every now and then.
Yep.
Meh.
Meh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is everybody back?
I think so.
yes.
Alrighty. So, as the three of you are resting on the steps up here, Zero comes running back up. They jumped in the pool. We gotta go after them. They're up to something.
But
Oh,
I just
you
went up
should.
the stairs. All right, all right.
Alright. Cloudman gets up with a huff and he was marching down the steps himself. Are you guys all going to follow?
Yeah, I'm taking my time. That was a lot of stairs to get up here.
Alright. I can respect that. Lacuna, are you just going to sit there and relax on the steps for a bit?
I lay back on my back with my hands folded underneath my head, or on my heads, like I have
Heads,
more than one
yes.
under my head,
She has multiple.
and I just start counting cracks in the ceiling.
Okay. Go for it. While you are counting your cracks, you hear intermittent moans, complaints, mumbling, yelling, and declarations of more I need more coming from the 10 people that are laying about this chamber.
I sit back up, pick up my endless pistol, aim it towards the general source of where I think something's making noises, and cast grease.
I'm all wet now. Why? You use the bathroom, you dumbass. You use the bathroom. Now they're just complaining louder.
Orzhal's with me, right?
Now, Orzhal's walking down the steps.
Okay, so it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
About 20 feet away.
Hey, Orzhal.
Yes.
I point over where I cast grease. Can you cast a firebolt in that general direction?
I could. I'd prefer not to kill these people, but that's not the popular opinion these days, it seems.
We're just gonna singe them a little so they know to stay down. Because clearly I am known for making rational and intelligent decisions.
That is true.
Especially when there's
Fireballs,
a book involved.
You're casting Firebolt?
because she told me to.
Okay, you cast your Firebolt, it rips through the gossamer curtains and slams into the edge of the grease pool, which immediately erupts into fire. You hear screams of pain, and then a gurgling, crisping. And all noise stops. You smell a very rank and unpleasant stench of burning bodies.
They'll be
Wow.
okay, Orzhal, don't worry about it.
Wow.
I don't think they will.
It's okay. Go check on the boys, make sure they're okay.
So he's walking on the steps, clapping, and goes, "That guy burned to death. You guys have problems with him. At least he was quick about it."
Mm,
Alright, well, are you going to stay here for a little longer, Lacuna?
yeah.
For the sake of the game, I'm going to move the maps forward.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. You guys are diving all the way down the hole. Boop! I need to find your tokens.
They're over here.
And I also need to move myself to the right page.
Wait. Titania, which way?
Which way, Titania? Alright,
Thinking it's
okay. I need to find you guys. There you are. Hold on. Just stay here for a second. I also need to put Sandor on here instead of these guys. So give me 2 seconds. And then I'll move your characters. So I had this set up for the other party.
wow, he's big.
He's huge!
I can't see anything.
No, you're not going to be able to see anything for a minute.
Will soon. Once you open your eyes.
I have to set your token up. Because I hadn't had this one set up for you. There, you should have one now.
Huzzah.
Then I need Lacuna. Lacuna Matata. Alright, Lacuna, you should have a character there too now. And with that, I'm going to move everybody where you're going to land when you fall down there. You slowly glide your way down this hole. So you glide your way down the pit. Sandor and Sinestra, you guys land first.
Perfect.
Where the feck is that guy at? Did I have a token for him? Maybe I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't put one down for Kaladwin.
There he is. Giant.
He's here now.
Aladdin, when did you grow so big?
I have the power of growth on my side.
You also have the power of shrinking. Look how small you're become.
Alright, at that point, you guys come floating down to gore-splattered floors and walls. It is a heavy, wind-swept, very windy cave. The floor is strewn by the dismembered corpses of those that you threw down here previously before. In a far corner, there is a very large air elemental just smashing and rolling about, picking up the bodies of the things that are in the area. What remains of the people you threw down and just basically slamming them against the wall.
Okay.
Does it notice us?
Not yet!
Do I see a portal?
No, from here you don't.
Okay. I'm just going to fly soundlessly this way.
As you try and fly soundlessly that way, you are fighting an air elemental who is very acute to the air in the area. So when you try and fly by, it whips over and whips an attack at you.
Perfect. I mean, I'm not flying away from it or towards it. So it's not gonna chase me.
It rolled a 1, so
Oh, I'm out.
you win. On that, it is an attack with you though, so it's going to attack people. Your fly speed is 30, so 3 squares is the
Right
most
there.
you can go.
I was right here.
Yeah, you're about as far as you can go.
There.
Wait, am I with you guys now, or?
I just brought your token down for the sake of bringing you down to have you here. You're not here until you say you're going down the hole. The rest of them went down the hole, as they told me. Sinestra got down here first. The air elemental came over, made an attack at you, and you flew away from it. Sandro, as you're coming down, you see the air elemental whip up and get toward him, and he just kind of like dodges out of the way, continues to fly through the caves.
Does it say anything?
The air elemental,
Yeah, I can understand it.
as you're coming down, get out! I will not be bound!
We're not here to bound you, actually.
Then free me!
May I ask how?
There. He points back into the cave, northwest of you.
direction?
Basically where the rest of the group is kind of like coming down now.
Okay.
So as the rest of you, Zirio, Kalabin, and Orzhal, as you guys float down, you float down to see Sandro appearing to be flying, speaking with the wind, making funny faces as you don't understand what he's saying.
All you hear is.
Yeah, basically.
Just a bunch of whistling.
Yep.
You have to do that while you're talking.
I can't do that while I'm talking.
So, you guys come and you just land in the chamber. It's a grotesque sight. There are just bodies strewn across the wall. There's gore, viscera, intestines hanging from the rocks and whatnot. So, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go the direction that the air elemental told me, and politely ask it not to kill any of my friends down here.
Free me, and you may pass.
What about the guy who just passed?
Free me, and you may pass.
And then I point down the way that I must, and I'm going, what about him?
It just keeps reiterating it.
Alright, off we go. You said this way, right?
Yep. Make
Here.
an investigation check.
Plus... do 6, so 11.
Looking around, there are various bits of like broken armor, swords, bones, and bodies just strewn about the area. Some of them are stuck in the walls and whatnot. You don't see anything in the area that's quite catching your attention. Sinestra, as you try and go around that corner, you feel a gust of wind rip you and pull you back and slam you into the wall over here.
What? Why? Motherfucker, I'm really far away. How did he get all the way there?
He has this fun ability called Control Winds and Whirlwind.
Alright, I'm just gonna go this way then. I don't even want to do
Hey, guys, I need help. Come on here and look for something. We're not getting past him unless we find something in here.
I mean, I guess we could. Killing it's probably a pain in the ass.
Especially considering how the last air elemental was, I would say it probably.
There was another elemental.
I mean, you guys.
Who did it kill?
That, what do you call it? You guys killed.
Oh, Whisper? My friend?
Yeah, your
The
friend
one
Whisper.
you murdered brutally?
The one you brutally murdered.
Brutally murdered my friend. Assholes.
On that note, okay, so you guys go up there. Investigation checks.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I always roll bad on an investigation.
What the hell is this guy's investigation?
Can I get a hint from Titania?
Can I roll again, or?
Let's get everybody else up here to roll in here. So, everybody walks up and do your investigation. Orzhal, you gonna assist, or you just gonna stand there and stare at the
I
elemental?
can't see anything.
You should probably
Oh yeah.
cast your light spell on yourself again.
Yeah, sure.
All right. There you go.
Oh shit. Oh, that's what was talking. Okay.
there's a giant whirlwind of air, and it's staring at your group expectantly.
I couldn't see it. That's great. Okay.
I should probably just start walking down that way then.
You gonna get up and start going down that way?
Yeah, I mean, you've already moved my token, so I'll just, whenever you think I'm there, I guess I'll be there.
Yep, I'll let you know. So you guys are searching about this end of the cave here. Orzhal, you gonna roll your investigation?
Bam.
What's your
Plus
modifier? +9. Um, as you walk in there with the light on your staff, swinging it about the room, you do see a faint glimmer. Something got knocked over.
Yeah.
You see a faint glimmer of various
Not to be the cat getting knocked over. Sorry.
weapons and the like stuck in the walls.
I'll point those out to everyone.
With his light at the end of the hall here, it is quite easier to see things. All the equipment that is on the ground is just like rusted, tattered, and torn, and ripped apart. Shreds of dent and mangled plate mail armor, helmets, shields, broken swords, axes, and the like. There are things that are stuck in the wall here that either by some sort of fate or fortune, or maybe being made of hardier stuff, have endured being whipped around and have actually found purchase among the rocks.
So he's pointing it out.
Yeah.
Why is this air elemental coming closer?
Can I roll an Arcana check on these weapons?
Yeah, Arcana check. If anybody has detect magic or something, you can try that.
Okay.
My Arcana is +6, so 11.
From what you can gather, these weapons were thrown and pinned into the wall by the air elemental.
Are they magical?
Some of them, something in this room is giving a magical hue.
Well, I rolled a 17. Can I tell what it is?
Nope, you can't pinpoint magic unless you've got like detect magic going.
How many weapons are pinned to the wall?
Looking about, there are. Let's do it this way. There are 13 weapons of
Shit.
various types just jammed into the wall.
Pick one. And take it.
I'm gonna start pulling swords out of the wall.
The air elemental moves itself closer. Free! At this point, Lacuna, as you come slowly drifting down the oh my god, the hole in the floor, you come down to this grotesque scene of just blood, viscera, guts everywhere. Bits of people, things, monsters, creatures. There is a large air elemental blocking the entrance to a cave with your 5 traveling companions all in the side of the cave.
Well, holy shit.
It doesn't appear to be openly hostile to them, but is not letting them pass, and it is just it's making noise is what it amounts to you.
Can I try edging around it to rejoin the group?
As you move closer to the creature, it turns to you, and the winds itself grab you and spin you around a bit, and then plant you inside the cave.
Oh, that's something.
That was for a strength roll to pull the weapons out. It'd be a 20 for me.
All right, so just gonna grab the nearest weapon.
Yeah.
All right, so you go
Just
over to the
start
wall.
pulling them all out.
You grab
noodle this shit.
you grab at the weapon. It is appears to be a sword. As you go to tug at it, it slowly pulls out and then snaps off.
Wasn't that one? Do we notice that Lacuna has rejoined us?
Yeah, as you are tugging it out, Lacuna is plopped in a little gust of wind at the end of the cave.
Hey, now that you're here, can you help us someone determine which of these swords is tethered to this air elemental?
I look
I'm
at
gonna be a
you
sword.
with still a look of surprise on my face, as I'm not every day randomly blustered around by a giant, possibly hostile elemental, and just hold my hand out. Just yeah, I'll check.
I'll help you up.
Lacuna, if you want to check for magical things, you do have the ability to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, I brush myself off and cast Detect Magic.
Alrighty. So as you guys are running about trying to find a defined weapon, Lacuna, with an exasperated look on herself, like you all are a bunch of fucking idiots and can't plainly see what's in front of you, points to a rather ornate scimitar plugged into the far corner of the wall over here.
I'm gonna yank it out. No, I'm not.
You go to grasp the hilt and tug as hard as you can. It doesn't budge.
I'm gonna push him out of the way. This is how you do it.
You go to pull, doesn't budge.
Then I'm gonna Eldritch blast it.
Like, hold on. She goes to Zero, walks over. Before we start shooting shit and pissing that thing off.
In a tight corner, no less.
Yeah, I think this guy only has a +1 to his strength score. Let's see. He has advantage because this is his favorite terrain. Hooray! Still doesn't do any better.
Eldritch blast. The rock.
As you go to cast your Eldritch Blast at the weapon, the sword itself, by the magic aura around it, deflects the blast and it goes into the ceiling.
Okay, no magic, no casting at this then. Can I try again?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll another strength check.
+5, 19.
You go to tug at it, it moves a little bit, and then nothing.
Jeez.
I'm gonna put my hand right up next to the rocks that surrounds it.
As you're doing that, Zero goes over and grabs the hilt, looks at you guys and says, "Any volunteers?"
Sure, why not?
Sure.
He looks over to you, Sandor, seeing you in heavy plate armor, grins and says, "Sorry." Grabs the sword, and as he does, he casts Zephyr Strike. The wind in the tunnel kicks up, and for a brief minute, it feels as though you guys are stuck in a vortex of air, sucking the air from your lungs before wrapping around his hand. With that, he's going to make an attack roll.
Oh my god.
So he pulls as he does it, the energy of the spell rips it out in a flashing instant. He comes swinging toward you, and the sword goes and screeches a scratch across in front of your breastplate. You haven't taken any
Well,
damage, but there
that
is now
happened.
a large crease in the front of your breastplate.
Well, lucky for
I'm gonna look at
dwarven
Zero.
armor.
I'm gonna look at Zero and say, "Can I have that?"
He's holding the sword. It's a scimitar. Looks at it. Looks at Sandro. I don't know if you need this.
We also need to get, and I point towards the air elemental. He probably wants that destroyed somehow.
What I'm doing. Give
He
it.
shrugs, walks over, gently pushes the coon to the side, and holds the sword up to the air elemental. The air elemental, looking down at the weapon, reaches out as if to grab it, and as it does, it folds into the weapon and vanishes.
How I really want that cinnamon.
Well, that's fancy.
I'd keep a hold of it. You seem to be pretty handy with it.
Well, I'm still flying. I'm off.
Okay. So you guys can move. I mean, you move at the same speed, basically. The only one here that's going to be a little slower is going to be Sandor because his movement speed slower. So why don't we all just move you as a group? How's that sound?
I guess that works.
All right. So you come to
Fly
the
away.
end of this cave that has just been splattered with blood and gore. What? Where are you going? Which way are you heading?
I'm gonna take just a moment, ask, inwardly, way. See if Titania will answer me.
So you're going to seek help from Titania?
I'm gonna seek some guidance.
Roll religion.
Oh God, okay. Heck. Religion. Got it. No, he doesn't fucking care about me.
Can I grab the spear real quick and determine where it wants to go?
Nope.
Oh, well then, fuck you then. You can go
I
on.
mean,
I'm gonna go this way.
I will not allow the spear to go anywhere else.
If you want, you can attempt to, as you felt the spear drawing you in the direction of the area, you can try and focus on the spear and see if it will pull you in the direction you want to go.
I'll do that. How do I do that?
You have to be holding the spear.
Oh, well, never mind, because that douchebag's not gonna give it up. So I'm gonna go this way.
I will. I can attempt.
Yes, you can.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and see where does this spear not want to go.
Where does it not want to go, or where is it trying to pull you to?
I mean, I'm just gonna focus on it, see what it gives me, because I don't know.
All right, as you're holding the spear and focusing it, it's tugging you to the north.
All right, I'm going to the north.
Ooh, what's down here?
As you enter that room, you feel an ungodly chill pass over you. Your breath turns to ice as you're breathing, and you begin to instantly shiver, just stepping into the threshold of that room.
I'm gonna go the other way.
I'll let you guys move your tokens as you want to move them. We're gonna have these guys follow you.
Just moving it 1 block every 2 seconds.
1 block. All right. Where the hell's my map at? Hold on a second.
Now where is it? It tugging me.
Hold on 1 second. All right, as you enter that area where all these fun little spikes and shit are popping up, the wind is rushing through these curving natural passageways and off into the darkness beyond. The howling changes pitch as it feeds through the alcoves and fissures. You hear, occasionally, little whispers and voices tint and drawing you further to the east.
Okay, I'm going that way.
Okay, you guys are heading east. All right.
I mean, they don't have to follow me. What do I see there? What is that?
What is what?
I saw a glimpse of something moving right there.
That was Sandor's moving ahead of you.
Oh, okay.
I went the other way.
Okay. Everyone's going.
All right. You guys are just dashing ahead now. Coming down into that little cave there where you are at currently, the wind is blowing through these weird stalagmite gardens. Rock formations are smooth and they're contorted in odd, unnatural forms.
Okay. We're gonna keep going this way. I'm just galloping ahead because, like, we're not doing anything else. Okay.
Coming to this fissure in the ground, there's several winding tunnels, and the air itself is tugging you toward this large fissure in the ground.
Alright, I'm going into the fissure. Or, wait, does the spear want to go into the fissure?
It's tugging you across to the opposite direction.
This way?
It's going that direction. That's why it's pulling you.
Like up here.
Yep, it's pulling you in that direction.
Can I tell whether it is like trying to not let me go where I need to go?
No, it's not slowing you down in any way. It's just you feel a tugging sensation going that direction. Those of you going around the edge of that cliff, Sandral and Sinestra have flying ability right now. They're using spells to fly or items to fly. Those of you on the edge of that cliff, I need you guys to make an athletics check.
Ha! Peepo's over here, so that's where I'm gonna go.
It's a warm wind is swirling through the smooth cave, seemingly changing course at random. There are 9 cultists here wearing the feathered cloaks, standing alone with their arms outstretched, as though waiting for the winds to embrace them, or perhaps waiting for the wind to carry them somewhere far away.
Okay. I'm gonna disguise myself as one of them.
They are
Can
paying you
can
no
me and
heed
Joe
at
pass?
all. Yeah, you guys made it. Oh, Joe, you got a 7?
Yeah.
Joe, you're falling in that pit, buddy.
Can I save him?
If you're there, yeah, roll a strength check.
+5, 11.
That'll be enough. If you
I
want to,
save you.
if you want to carry him across, you can do that moving at half speed.
I'll do that.
There's a size difference that I'm curious about, but yeah, go for it.
The heavy dwarf is carrying you. I mean, I'm pretty sure he weighs probably like 4 times you do. So we'll say
Probably.
eventually you get him across there. Let me make athletics checks for these other guys. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Both of these guys slip and fall into the path, and they're gonna have to climb their way out.
Do I notice it?
No, you were carrying Orzhal. They slide into the pit.
Okay.
You just gotta climb their way out.
Who are these nerds?
Just give me a minute. Alright.
I'm
Trying to get these people through the caves. Alright, they both managed to climb their way out. So, you're in this group here. As I said before, there are 9 cultists. They are, like, leaning into the wind as it's blowing at them. And they're trying to, like, wrap their hands around it, like, grasping it, holding it. They're paying you guys no mind at all as you're coming in here.
I turn to everyone and say, for the first time, let's leave them alone and keep moving.
Well, I'm flying over them, moving on.
Alright, so as you are making your way into these intersections around the corner here, there's an intersection of 4 tunnels as you're coming around that bend there. I'm just going to move the rest of the group up here with you where you're at.
I'm gonna do that.
So, the intersection of 4 tunnels, a mighty gale blows from the northern way, making it a constant howling. There are 2 braziers burning with a slow, low green flame lighting this area very faintly. The numerous columns and rocks that join from the floor to the ceiling give it a look of teeth clawing at something or grasping. There are several silken ropes that are just dangling from some of these rocks here and there. And among them, you see there are several prisoners that are tied to these rocks.
Can we
Let's
untie
do
them?
those.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
I'm gonna untie them.
I'm going to untie them.
I'm just gonna keep going. I've got a job to do.
Sinestra, my friend,
Staying right here.
I have some bad news for you.
Why?
Where are you in my book here?
I think you're about to get fucked.
Please.
I need to find the right page. Is this it? There he is. Found you. So as you are navigating your way through these caves and whatnot, back and forth, trying to follow the spear, as you turn the corner, you feel an impact from behind. Turning around just in time to catch a glimpse of a rather large, orange-looking demon creature as it peers in and slams you in the back with its massive fist. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yes. Going?
Oh, you are you trying to run away from it?
I mean, it just pushed me away.
No, it just punched you in the back. It didn't push
Punched
you
me in
anywhere.
the back. I'm just gonna stagger this way. I
As
mean,
you
I
tr-
am flying, so I'm gonna keep like it's it's hit me. Now I'm going that way.
It's taking another attack at you as you're leaving its attack range.
Ow, it pushed me.
You were in its range. It came out. It was invisible. It appeared and hit you, and you kept moving out of its attack range. It's going to hit you again as you're trying to get away.
Alright, I'm not even. Alright,
You're taking 11 more damage.
alright. I took the damage. It rolled and actually got 15 AC.
The first roll was a natural 20.
Yeah. So the second roll.
The second roll was a 16 plus 9.
Alright, well, I'm out. Got away. Disengaged. I'm gone.
As for the rest of you, as he's running away,
Yeah, I have fucking 10 health. I'm out.
well,
You
rather
forget
than
when you go ahead.
keep running ahead. The rest of the group comes in as this thing is giant demonish monkey appears and swings at him and flies off. Let's see. Orzhal, you are going to take. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as another one of these creatures appears next to you
Wow.
and swings at you wildly. As it appears, you are standing like directly behind it, Lacuna. With that, you guys need to roll initiative.
Wonderful.
15.
So 15 is
So happy I got whacked twice. Oh, any reason to just run away.
Joe. Is that 5 for you, Joe?
4? I want to say 4.
What's
I
your...
thought you were +2.
No, he's plus 1. 4.
Oh,
Okay. Lacuna's 11. I need to roll this dude. Wow, that guy's 11. And then we need to roll the other guy. And he's 8. And then these two bastards. Okay, with that, Sinestra, it's your turn. Top of the round.
okay. Well, I'm kind of pissed now. This guy just punched me in the back twice. So I'm going to finger guns this motherfucker with a couple Eldritch blasts as I glide slightly further away.
Okay. The 20 is going to hit it.
Okay, well, just add 5 to this.
All right. Okie dokie.
12.
Next on our list is going to be Sandro.
Oh, wonderful. What fucking mess have we found ourselves in now? How is Mr. Monkey looking like?
I mean, they're kind of pissed off because he just got blasted with an Eldritch Blast, but beyond that, it's a giant orange fucking monkey with a blue face.
Okay, I'm gonna just attack its ass then.
Does it also have blue butt cheeks?
Yes,
Perfect.
That's for both my attacks.
they're both
So
going to
it
hit.
hits.
And it has a flatulence problem. Alrighty. Is your damage 1d8 or 1d10?
I thought it was 1d8.
Yeah, it is 1d8. You're right. Okay. And then that brings us to Lacuna and Zirio are on the same turn. So Lacuna, if you want to make an action, you can do so.
So I'll pull out my boomstick. That went well.
Nope, that miss. You get one more shot if you want to fire at it again.
That went more well.
There you go. That one's going to hit. How many charges are you firing off of your boomstick?
One.
Just one? Okay. So 1d8.
Hit it with an 8. Close enough.
So you pull your boomstick out and you fire it. I'm assuming the one that's closest to you.
Yep.
Alrighty. So you fire at him. The flames leap over its body, and it really doesn't seem harmed whatsoever about it. They're not really grasping on its demonic entity. It's resistant to fire damage, so it takes half. With that, boom, we're gonna have Zirio here. He's going to. Where's he at? Yeah, we're gonna do a range attack. He's gonna go through the motions of calling through his bow of air. As he does, there's a little bit more gusto to it. The wind pulls us. A little more lightning cackling around. It appears that your killing of the air elemental earlier has also empowered his bow. I need to actually change this. To fix that later. Nope, that one's gonna miss. And that one's gonna hit. Cool. Alright, so it takes about 17 points of damage and takes half damage from lightning, so that's gonna go down to 12 points. Hooray.
What?
No.
Oh,
14 points.
it go down to 15.
It rounds down for the resistance things, it's 14.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. However, it's his ambush round, so he gets one more attack. I'm just gonna do that. Fuck it, it works. Alrighty then. Alright.
We're going to space.
Let's see. So he's shooting into the one that's been chasing. I was trying to chase after you, Sinestra. So it's further away. Let's see, and that brings us to then. No. Brings us to Kaladwin's turn. You are way the fuck up there, so he can't give you any healing. So
Yeah, and
he's.
I'm gonna stay up here too, because I don't want to get anywhere near that fucking.
I mean, I don't blame you. Both of his attacks miss. That ends his turn. Orzhal, it's your turn, good sir.
All right. I'll try to move away from him.
Are you going to use a disengage action? Or are you just going to try and walk away?
I'll risk it for the biscuit.
All right, let's see if you risk. Yep, you manage to get away as you try and back away from him. Turns and swings backhand against you. Duck out of the way as a huge fish slams into the wall, cracking some of the rocks.
This motherfucker just dodged a monkey. I couldn't.
That was scary. Jeez.
And we'll go with Scorching Ray at that monkey.
All right, at
Demon.
that monkey demon thing.
I always forget this spell. 3 attacks, 2d6.
2d6 per ray.
Okay, first one.
That one's going to hit.
Okay, second one.
Just barely made his AC. You got it.
Cool. And third one.
Yep, there you go. You're good. All 3 hit.
That is 66.
Comes 6.
666. 22. Cut in half because it resists fire. So you do 11 damage total to the thing. Alrighty. With that, the one that you're trying to fly away from, yeah, it can do it. It's going to turn, it's going to run at your ass, and it's going to leap.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
You do.
I'm going to, because I have the feat, I'm going to cast a cantrip instead.
Okay, what are you going to cast at him?
Booming Blade. Okay, let me read this spell.
So you need to make a melee attack, and as you do it, the spell is part of your attack. No, your attack misses.
I tried.
You did try. I'll give you that. With that, it jumps at you, Sin. That's a miss. It's a natural 1. So it jumps at you, slams his fist into the ground, gives a swing another fist, and ends up smashing it into the wall. It's holding, it's nursing his hand. His blood's dripping from it.
Can I fly high enough where it can't?
The caverns here have a ceiling of 15 feet. It's the maximum height it can go up. And this thing, from what you gather, the size of it alone, it probably could just reach up and grab you if you were even at the top of the ceiling.
Fuck this. I'm gonna die.
With that, it's back to your turn, Sinestra. When this one in front of you, it's looking pretty fucking hurt. There are several wounds across it. It's dripping blood. It's breathing heavily. Not looking too good.
Well, just got hit with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Roll your damage.
Plus 5 to each of them.
Alright. So as it's nursing his fist, you lower your hands out and boom, boom, boom! And blast into his face, and he just falls to the ground in a smoking heap. The body begins to immediately just kind of wither and smoke away as it is returning to its home plane. That one dead.
I'm going to sit down in the air
I like it.
and just take a few really deep breaths.
All right. With that, Let's see, that brings us to Sandor. It's your turn.
Yep, I'm going to fly, and I'm going to attack this monkey's head.
I like it.
And I forgot to put in the thingy. Hold on. It would be a +8.
Oh, yeah, they're both going to hit then. Very nice. You fly out and just rip your blade arc back and forth across its face. This poor creature howls in pain and swings wildly at you as you get close to it. Or your blade lashes across its face, rather. It's not too happy, but it's not down yet. With that, we are now at Lacuna and Zirio.
Can I pull out my pistol and cast Grease at it?
Do you have Grease spell left? If you do, you can. I think you already cast it today, didn't you?
I think I have more than one. Hold on.
No, you only
Sorry,
get
I'm
one
just-
cast per day for the spells in your book. Unless it's an at-will spell, you only get it once per day off the book.
You're right. I had forgot to click on it. Oh no.
Because you did cast it
Yeah,
up
I
in the
did
chamber.
cast earlier. Alright, web.
Alrighty, so you're going to cast web at it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. I know there's a DC for that. 16. Let's see. Nope, fails. As it's lashing out against Sandor after he slashes its face, its arms and legs become entwined by encased in the magical web, and it's having difficulty moving.
I don't have to roll for it.
It's a DC check,
Oh, okay.
and I roll that. So the webs have now just basically coated this part of the cave where you guys are at. I will have you, because you are in the area, I need you to make a dexterity save, Lacuna, to avoid your own web.
Is that 1d20 plus 2?
Yeah. Yep, easy enough. So as you cast your web, you just step back out of the range of it, or in a spot where you know the webs aren't going to land, and you avoid getting trapped up in them. Let's see, with that, it's Zirio's turn. He's going to take a step back. So he's at his range where he's not going to get penalized for shooting something this close. And draw forth another arrow, and that one's going to hit. Do another one, just because I'm already in here doing it. That one's going to miss. And the damage on this is... So it's going to take 15 of that. Okay. That brings us down to Kaladwin's turn. He is going to Eldritch Blast this thing. They're both going to hit. It's 11 and 12. That puts this bastard in the ground as its corpse falls limp, and it's just kind of like awkwardly hanging there, stuck between the webs. You have killed the monkeys.
I set the web on fire.
Yes. You are close enough to the web to take damage from it.
Oh. Can I set the web on fire and then back up quickly?
You're going to take damage if you set it on fire and then back up.
Alright, I back up and then I set it on fire.
There you go.
I'm going to finish releasing this prisoner.
I like the icon there, Hassan.
You like that?
Alright, so after you guys dispatch the two bullrugs, There are 2 human prisoners kept in the area. The symbol of the air cult has been carved into the forehead of each of them. The one that you are in front of is Nerys Gladham. He's a farmer. He is unarmed, obviously, and is looking quite ragged and beaten. And this guy is just like on his last leg.
Would he even be able to live if I unleashed him?
I mean, if you let him free, he's alive. He's not dead, but he's hurting.
Can I heal him?
I'll cut him loose.
Yeah, you can heal these guys. In fact, this is what we're going to do. As Sinestra is looking like he's gotten his ass whooped, we're going to have this guy cast his Mass Cure Wounds, so everybody recovers 19 hit points.
Oh my god. Feels so much better, but I still feel like shit.
And then we're going to also have him. What else has he got?
How much health do you have now, Sen?
I've got 20. I could go up another 29 and still barely be at max health.
And you recover an additional 19 hit points. So.
As a monster healer.
It's basically all he's got.
Going to slowly start flying back towards where the way I want to go.
Alright, you start to fly away. Hold on, wait a second. Why don't you come back? We'll deal with this shit and not get almost turned to paste by giant orange fucking monkeys.
There's nothing else here.
Oh, there's a guy.
Gotta destroy. And I just keep going.
Okay.
Can we like loot the corpses?
I mean, there's
I don't know
nothing
if there's anything
left in them.
valuable.
When,
I'm pretty sure the monkeys disappeared.
when you kill the demons, their corpses just slowly evaporate. I mean, it's a very pungent aroma. It smells like sulfur and shit mixed together in liberal amounts.
I just wanted to loot something.
As the bodies waft away, the bones slowly decay into a black ooze.
Sen, come here so I can kill you and loot your body.
Oh, let's destroy thing.
Alright, on that, so you guys free the one farmer. The other one is one of the missing diplomats from the Mirabar delegation that had been rumored in the town. She is also the person that the fellows upstairs that you guys had rescued some time ago. He refused to leave until his wife was found. That's them.
Do we even have a way out for these people?
You haven't found one yet.
Huh, that's a bit of a problem.
Help us. I just want to go home. Please, you have to help us. I don't want to die down here.
Can I tell them exactly how we got here so that they can go there? Because it's probably safe.
I mean, the caves are dark beyond the light that is being shed by Orzhal's staff right now.
Oh, shit.
You can tell them the way. Whether they'll make it or not, it's up to chance.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
I will cast light on one of the prisoners. Maybe their finger. You can describe the way out, and I'll just go blind for a little bit.
Well, as the light fades from your staff and catches onto that guy's robes, Calabwin reaches over there, taps the tip of your staff, and the light again flares to life at the end of your staff.
Thank you, Buddha.
Let's not die down
Alright.
here. So you're gonna tell them how to get out of here?
Yeah.
Tell them how to get out of here.
I don't remember the way. I assumed my character would.
You
Does
walkie
not know
walkie
the way.
All right.
and
So
fly straight up.
if you're gonna rely on your character's knowledge for this, roll a history check.
11.
Okay. You're fairly confident you gave them the right directions. You think that they can probably find their way out. Does anybody else want to try and give them directions? Actually, Lacuna, you have keen mind.
Lacuna has remained mysteriously silent this entire time.
These two gentlemen are attempting to explain to these young women how to get out of the cave. These are females. You're overhearing them bumbling through an explanation, and it occurs to you, no, that's not how you get out. You go this way. That's how we came down that hole.
I frog march over and give them the correct directions.
Say frog march.
I like it.
Yes.
Frog march. Okay, so you told them how to get over to where the wind is coming down that shaft. Alright, cool. Let's play this game. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. So they both managed to bumble their way forward. Alright. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move them to the location for now. So you're fairly confident in the directions you've given them. You're sure that if they follow the words to the letter, that you told them that they will manage to make their way out of here. On that, Sandor is marching forward. Sandor, as you go that way, Sinestra, as you're going that way, the spear is directing you into the stone wall.
Which one?
Over here. It's telling you to go this way.
I'm gonna fly absentmindedly towards the stone wall
It's-
just kind of like slowly bump up against it to start this. Like,
As you get closer to the stone wall, it starts to tug you further to the north, but it still wants you to like go through the wall.
okay, I'm gonna keep sliding.
As you go further up the wall here, it keeps pushing you into the east, like it wants you to go through the wall.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep I keep sliding up against this wall and going. I'm
Okay.
completely mentally
Going this
done.
way.
Mentally done.
You're mentally done at this point. All right.
Yeah, so I'm just sliding up against like a slow.
Okay. Well, while he's grinding his ass against the wall, as you guys approach this cavern up here, a powerful wind roars through this small cave, causing bits of debris to ricochet off the walls, exploding into dust from the impact. In the middle of this cavern is a single stone brazier. It's lit with the same steady green light as the previous room. Blocking the tunnel further north are four thin figures in billowing coat robes. The wind does not seem to be impeding them at all.
Have they noticed me?
They have taken notice of you.
What kind of notice is it? Is it hostile?
Currently, they're starting to draw their weapons. They're looking in your direction, but beyond that, that's it.
Strange.
Orzhal and Lacuna, the rest of your party has moved to the northeast, continuing up the tunnel.
Lacuna's gonna take this opportunity to say it's almost midnight.
Oh, it is late. Fuck. We should probably end it here then, guys. You pick it up next Friday?
I'm just gonna be
Yep.
in this wall and I'm gonna rest.
Alright. Well, for that, we're going to just put everybody here in the middle of this little stone circle here. You guys want to attempt to rest while you're down here, or do you want to just basically pause the game at this point?
I'd be okay pausing the game. I didn't really do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are going to call the game paused at this juncture. And we'll pick it up, what is the date for that? 3rd, May 3rd. We'll pick this back up again, guys. Alrighty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound good?
Alrighty, folks. With that, this is a good fight, good night, and signing off.